Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Director Watch, an AwardsWatch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, executive editor here at AwardsWatch, and joining me, as always, is the guy that always gets up to stuff with me, my co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
We live in a twilight world.
We're talking Tenet.
We're talking Tenet, baby. We made it here.
We made it. Tenet. Remember Tenet?
Well, have we already done this episode just in reverse in the past?
Well,
we're going to talk about it. I'm really excited about this one.
This is, I mean, what a turn I feel like this movie has had from a reception standpoint. I feel like people like this one now, right? I think.
Well, we've been here the whole time.
We have. I mean, I've seen the years from now. I already know what people think of the movie.
Yeah, so, they put this in the Library of Congress already. In the future. But there's a future for you in the past, which is such a great line. Oh, that's so good. Jay, we're not alone. Talk about Tenet today.
We're not. We have the entropied version of me.
The Aaron Taylor Johnson.
The inverted.
Guess, when you really think about it.
Yes. You know? The Ives of Director Watch.
Our good friend Diego Crespo is back. Diego, welcome back to Director Watch, my friend.
Thank you so much for the intro. The Aaron Taylor Johnson. If I had abs like that, man.
Dude, he's a handsome boy.
Can we talk about him?
That's a good looking man. Craven 2 when?
I would, honestly.
If it was up to me, tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean, would it
yesterday
be worth it? No.
Yeah.
Would I watch it? Absolutely.
Yeah, because that movie didn't make any money, right? Like it was a bomb.
No, it was an absolute disaster. It was the Sony Spidey villain movies. They're all like absolute monstrosities.
No, but at least the Venom ones make money.
We're performing a temporal pincer movement. Yeah. He does say the greatest line in cinema, which is temporal pincer movement.
Yeah, I just be saying that all the time now, and people are like, stop talking.
he's so good. When he shows up in this movie, you're just like, oh, that's a man right there. That's
him and Hamish Patel both. You're like, these dudes with beards? Woo.
Oh, Mr. Yesterday?
Sheesh. He's so good in this movie.
He's so good in this movie. It makes up for that bad Danny Boyle movie, which I think is one.
He's honestly like kind of good in that horrible movie too.
God, that movie is what I feel the Beatles movies are going to be like. Like they're just, you know what I mean? They're just gonna feel so just disgusting.
How it's Sam Mendes. He'll figure it out.
Who's shooting those movies? Is it Greg Fraser?
Yeah.
Is that what he skipped out on Dune for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's.
I mean, Greg Fraser is good.
He's fine.
He's good.
He's not. He's not Hoyte van Hoytema.
He's no Hoyte.
Interesting. I think they're easily of the same caliber.
Bullshit. You get out of here, sir.
No.
We're talking about the guy with the gauntlet in Hoyte, and we've got, Mr.
Hoyte's. Ryan and I both think Hoyte's got the belt right now.
Okay.
Of cinematographers.
Yeah, he's up there.
Well, there's another guy who will never work with Nolan, not for any bad reasons, but just like schedule wise. Like, I wish Deakins was still a contender. He's just not really working. I think he's just
happy doing his little podcast.
He's a podcaster like us. Yeah, he's one of our.
Should have got him on the pod.
Yeah, we get him on the pod.
We got to get him on the pod.
Him and his wife, they do have like one of the best podcasts.
Jay's got that great story about like where
it is a great podcast
where you were seeing a movie in person, Jay, and he was.
I went to see Assassination of Jesse James, and there was a student from SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design, studying cinematography, I think, who stood up. It was a Q&A, and she was like, hey, Roger, Hugh, like love all your work. I just would you be willing to give words of encouragement to all of the young cinematographers out there who are worried about AI kind of taking over the industry and kind of taking jobs as we're trying to discover our place in this industry? And then Roger Jacobs was like, I don't know. I mean, I think AI has got a real place right now. I mean, I think from a pure utilitarian perspective, I think this is, there are opportunities there. And then his wife literally like elbowed him in the stomach and was like, stop, shut up. Tell them what they want to hear. We are about to watch the assassination of Jesse James. Just let them be.
And that man
Roger Deakins
is now
a little
retired.
bit of a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Look, you shoot something that looks as good as like No Country for Old Men, Blade Runner 2049, Barton Fink, like
You get it.
Skyfall, obviously.
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty
you
good.
can do
It's
whatever
true.
you want now. It's fine.
Yeah. But I think Hoyta's kind of like taking because you got like this and then like the stuff with Jordan Peele and like Nope, and you just see it, even like Ad Astra. You're just like, oh man, this guy knows what he's doing.
I think he's a supreme talent.
Terrific. Yeah.
And he films beige better than anyone, man.
Yeah, that's
him
why.
And Nolan, him and colorblind Nolan were made for each other, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I really brush up against the criticisms that Nolan and Hoyta's movies are like drab. Like they're very rich in color. It's just the colors they favor are very like warm or like earth tones. So it's like Ryan, behind you is a photo over the Zoom that we're recording on is our beloved Robert Pattinson, and it looks like it's got texture and color and life.
That's
It's not logs,
even though it is beige. I mean, I think about that.
That's the difference though between him and like when I'm not trying to dog on him this entire series, but when we talked with Trey on Dark Knight Rises, and he was trying to make his like little case. Sorry, Trey, for your little case for Denis Villeneuve and his palette and all that stuff.
Villeneuve makes gorgeous.
I'm not
going to hear Villeneuve
hear me out.
Movies don't look good. He works with Roger Deakins.
Shut up and let me talk. How about you do that? Thank you. Is that when you talk about the Dune films, which are mostly what color?
Those are Fraser.
Those are
Fraser.
beige.
Yeah,
beige looking movies. And you look at those movies and you look at these Nolan movies of this run, and you're like, this guy knows how to shoot the shit out of that color. And then you look at the Dune ones and you're like, God, it's like the same shot over and over again. Like there's nothing rich here.
The Dune films are very like beige to a fault.
You can like those movies all you want. I mean, I like the first one more than the second one, but like from an aesthetic looking perspective, it's just the same.
The funniest part of Tenet though is when they're in the car chase, and the way that colorblind Christopher Nolan knows how to differentiate vehicles is by emblem.
Yeah.
So it's like an Audi, a BMW. I think there are actually 4 different brands of cars, but they're all like black, gray, silver. And it's like, oh yeah, you are colorblind. That's cool.
It's okay.
That's pretty sick. I can't really tell the difference between these, but I'm glad you can.
Is he actually colorblind? I actually didn't know this about him.
Yeah, he's colorblind. Yeah.
That, you know what? That explains so much. But
that makes a lot of sense.
No idea. That's everything just kind of clicked.
I like how you're bringing this up now, Jay. Like you're bringing this up on this episode.
Have we not talked about that at all?
No, we haven't talked about it at all.
He's
by the way, just on the one of the last episodes, Nolan's colorblind.
You know how a lot of his films are kind of monochromatic. Yeah, he can't see color. So
yeah,
there you go.
Good for him.
Yeah, at this point, the complaints about his visuals are just bullying. Like
because then like you look at like when we talked about it with Dunkirk with Trace, and I was like, man. That beach looks like the same, but it looks.
I mean, that's a beige.
Gorgeous.
That's a gray movie.
That's a gray movie, and every shot's just like a painting.
You know what I call Christopher Nolan? I call him the Gray Man.
Oh yeah?
No, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Is he Ryan Gosling or is he Chris Evans?
Or Jessica
I remember that movie so well. I can't even tell you.
I gotta tell you, watching this movie. In watching another classic that I was watching in the middle of during this watch period, The Nice Guys, Gosling would have killed it in the Art Pets role. If
Art Pets should not be replaced. Do not even.
I'm just saying, if he was out there, like
with anyone,
no. they both got the versatility. No. Is what I'm saying.
Why don't you go ahead and replace Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood as well?
You probably could.
Let's do that too.
You could do it with John Huston, but
I would have done it with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and it would have been okay.
No. Oh well, you could have put him in any role.
I could put him in anything, and I would.
Yeah,
be okay.
that's cheating.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that new Eisenberg movie, and the minute when I saw Paul Giamatti in there, I was like, God, this could have been PHS.
Man,
I was just like, that's any Paul Giamatti role in the last 5-6 years that could have just.
Paul Giamatti's good. Come on, put some
He's
respect
good.
on Paul Giamatti's name.
But imagine PHS and the Holdovers would have been GOAT level.
PSH.
PSH. Sorry,
To be
he would
clear.
have been GOAT level on that.
So can I ask you guys, because you guys have been doing this Nolan series, you guys are going through all the movies,
That's the job.
loving mixed feelings on his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of movies that have mixed reception now. People look back like, yeah, maybe this one isn't as good as we remember it being, or wow, that's even better with age. Like for me, Interstellar was like a big one where I was like lukewarm on it when I first saw it, and now I'm like, yeah, that's kind of generational.
We
Especially
got to get Jay
older.
on that train one day.
Yeah, but maybe I'll be convinced one day.
One day.
Tenet was the first one I feel that was like immediately people were like, what is this?
There are
Like,
a lot of people that
what
hate
just,
this movie.
What just
Oh, just like
happened?
immediately rejected, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously a very weird time in human history. Like this was
Yeah,
supposed
we
to
were
be
all
one
in a
of those
great
movies-
mood.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there was that stretch of time in 2020 where people
Stretch
didn't
of
go outside
time.
for some reason. A stretch of time, exactly.
Stretch of time,
Backwards
yeah.
and forwards.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact,
remember
I
that.
did not watch this in theaters. I'm very curious if you guys did.
I did.
But the last movie I watched in theaters, the weekend right as they started announcing shutdowns, was Elim Klimov's Come and See.
Interesting.
I
Of
walked
course, that
outside,
really
like,
sets
I'm-
you up for
That
success.
sets you up for
during
what you
a
were about to
pandemic,
experience
yeah.
the next eight months to a year.
during
Yeah.
quarantine.
Jay, what was
Yeah.
the last movie you saw in theaters before we all shut down?
Quiet Place 2. I yelled at a teenager.
Holy shit.
No, that was the one
That's
where you
funny.
came back.
Oh no, was that the one that we came back from?
Yeah, 'cause
What
that
was
was
the one
in
I saw
2021.
before that.
That
Those
makes
were-
it even funnier.
That's
I feel like it might have been. Oh, I don't know. I'm
I
not
know
sure
what-
what
I know
came out
mine
right
was.
before. Yeah, you tell me.
mine
yours.
was Ben Affleck's The Way Back.
I mean, I saw that in theaters.
Yeah, that was the
So that might have been
last
mine.
thing I saw, and I remember being like, "Oh,
Yeah, you are right. Quiet Place 2 was the first one I saw in theaters where
Yeah,
I yelled at,
'cause you
at
yelled at
an
a
11-year-old.
teenager. Hey!
Yeah,
you quit talking, you whippersnapper."
he
You
wouldn't
know?
stop doing his chair. Just going
Oh, with
up
the-
and down
with
and
the-
up
the
and down
up
and
and
up and
down.
down.
Were you at
And
a
you know
Regal?
what movie requires silence?
A Quiet
A
Place.
Quiet Place 2.
Mm.
That requires a pretty hermetic
Those movies are good.
environment.
I like. Those
they're
movies.
okay.
I like those movies.
I
think they're
really
fun.
like the last one.
I like
By Michael
the
Fernald.
Sarnowski one.
Quiet
Yeah.
Place
Day
Day
one
One.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the best one.
Allegedly in talks for an Alien movie. They should get him.
I like the.
should do-
Y'all experienced the death of Robin Hood yet?
No,
Not
I'm
yet.
excited to.
I
though.
really wanted to. That
I've heard
seems,
it is not that good.
I heard that's a good movie to watch at home.
When you want to take a nap.
Yeah, I mean, like I wanna watch that at home. I gotta catch up on the Sheep Detectives. I heard that's
Oh,
baller.
the Sheep Detectives.
Have you seen it?
Nope.
Oh,
I've heard it's like really good.
I heard it's like really good, like legitimately, and then it's on Prime now, so I'm gonna watch it. But no, I don't know what you don't remember what you saw. Did you see like Invisible Man, Onward?
I mean, I have Letterboxd. I can look it up.
You could probably just look this up and help us all out here.
When was the pandemic? Time is like
March
just completely
20
broken at this point.
2020 is when
March of
I remember when it
2020.
shut down because I remember it clear as day. I was heading to South by Southwest, and I was literally I had my bags packed, and they came on an announcement at like 4:00 the afternoon the day before the festival was about to start and said, "We're shutting this whole thing down," and that's when I was like, "Okay, I just took a week's vacation. I need to probably figure out what I'm going to do." And then like in the subsequent days, like you couldn't get bread or eggs or water and toilet paper. And why do people always go for the milk? That's the one that I never understand is the milk is always like in a time of crisis, people go for the milk. And it's like, why? Why is
It's gonna
that
go bad the fastest.
It's going to go bad so quick. I mean, at least with bread, you could put it in, I guess you could put the milk in the freezer too, but it's because that's like Depression era kind of shit. But like, you don't want to do it. You don't
If
want
it's
to do
Tenet
it.
logic, if you got milk that's in like that reversing time space, then
Oh,
you
you
can
could, like-
actually extend the life of the milk.
Man, you got to put it in the machine.
Yeah.
You know, like, but then you got to like act like you're eating a bowl of cereal, but it's actually coming.
Oh yeah, never
that-
mind.
yeah,
No,
that's
no.
the most unappetizing thing ever is watching a person eat a bowl of cereal, and probably in reverse is probably not the best thing either.
Yeah, that's not great.
But I remember that was when we started shutting down. I mean, in that time period, also Jay and I started doing movie series. So that was kind of a big deal. So because of that whole era and COVID, we had to pivot to doing stuff like this. And that's kind of where the old show and now this show kind of exists now because of
I think The Way Back
that
was my last
curiosity.
one as well.
You think so?
It was
Okay.
either that or Emma.
Oh, the Anya Taylor-Joy film?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good movie. That was kind of underrated.
Yeah. It's
It was decent.
yeah, it's all right. I don't remember what the movie I came back to theater. Well, I mean, I did go to Tenet in IMAX.
I did not see it in the original release. I have since seen it in a theater.
I saw
On a
it
70 mil re-release.
in and this is true. So I did
many
I did an
millimeters.
article during the pandemic because our movie theater was one of the only movie theaters still open in the country. And when they were trying to figure out how they were going to get,
Oh yeah, I remember that. I rember that article.
and they were
You
trying
wrote
to,
you wrote the come back to theaters propaganda article. I remember that.
it wasn't that, it was that it was how an experience like this would
Forgot
be
about that. You did that.
if we went back to the theaters. Like, how would it be? Like, what are the processes like to kind of walk people through this? And I bought a ticket and I went through it, and there were like lines, and then obviously like it was everything that we then went back for a year, right? Where it was like you could buy seats, and there would like the rows in between you were gone, and then there were people that were coming in and cleaning. And I talked to a VP of Santikos, which is a San Antonio chain of movie theaters, and they had AMC and Regal and Cinemark and all these people come down here and kind of shadow everybody on this. And they said, I asked them at the time, I was like, is Tenet still a go? And they're like, as far as we know, we're going to have it. And you got to have a mask. And at that point, I bought a ticket and I went the first day at like 6 p.m. screening in an IMAX theater. And there were like maybe 30 other people in that theater. And I went, and nobody was like in my vicinity, nobody in front of me, nobody behind me, nobody next to me. And I watched the film, and the first thing I did when I got home was like quarantine myself. And I took all, I took all my clothing, threw it in the washing machine, took like 2 showers, and I was just like, I'm not getting sick just because I wanted to go see this movie so bad. And then I saw the drive-in like 3 days later, because like the drive-in out here in New Braunfels, which is about 45 minutes from us in San Antonio, that was bumping at the time. Like everybody was just going to the drive-in. Just you had to stay in your cars. You could, if you have food, it could only be eaten in your car. You couldn't go to the concessions, like you couldn't go to their bathroom. So basically, you were just kind of screwed if you did all that. But it was a wild time, man. But I remember going to the theater to see this, and I asked my wife, I was like, do you want to go? And she works at a hospital. And she says, absolutely not. You're an insane man. I'm glad though you had that experience. And then I took her to the drive-in to see it. But that was my experience about it. I mean, people were genuinely scared. It was deemed at the time a very stupid idea for this man
a hubristic ploy by Christopher Nolan.
For Christopher Nolan just be like, yeah, but the world needs this right now. And it was this massive, obviously the fight right between this going to streaming like every movie was at the time.
Right. Project Popcorn, we all loved it.
Or this, or VOD, or him being, just being the fucking dad of cinema, so much so that like,
oh, interesting. I'm seeing this is the last movie he made with Warner Brothers.
Well, I mean, they didn't. I mean, I will say,
I know they didn't
trust him, but the movie still made like $300 million,
considering what was happening.
Yeah,
that is kind of
366?
unbelievable.
It is a box office phenomenon considering when it came out.
Yeah,
I mean,
and for what the movie is when you watch it.
If we were under normal circumstances, I think this cracks like 750. I think it doubles up.
oh
Yeah, it's definitely in the Dunkirk area, probably.
Probably. Well, maybe.
That's where Dunkirk ended up. Was like 7, right?
Where did Interstellar end up?
Interstellar was lower, wasn't it?
Interstellar was lower.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know. I kind of feel like he would have made a bunch of money on this thing because it's the summer. It's him. Would have had proper like actual I don't know. I just you see now the
No,
Oppenheimer.
Interstellar was a disappointment at 775 million.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about there. Dunkirk
What did Dunkirk make?
Dunkirk made like
Dunkirk make less than
five.
Dunkirk only made 550.
550, which is great.
Child's Play.
Child's Play compared somewhere in the middle there, maybe like 600 is probably like the right.
Sure.
Because the word of mouth wasn't high on this.
Over half a bill. Let's call it that, because it's
still would have made it
60.
Yeah. So on a curve, it's kind of wild that they even
curve.
I mean, it made that much money. To your point, Diego, despite a massive negative reaction to this thing, and just
people
a pushback.
Didn't like it. Still, generally, I wouldn't say.
I think there also might have been a little bit in those initial reviews the pushback about like you're an insensitive prick for putting this out in the theaters.
I don't even think that's what it was.
There were some of that.
I remember a lot of that.
There was a lot of that, Jay.
Still holds, and people are like, I could think Nolan's become kind of registered as like, oh, this is like a film bro. If your favorite director is Christopher Nolan or Tarantino,
it's kind of where like he turned into a little bit of a villain mode.
Yeah,
like,
this was his villain arc movie.
Yeah.
Not intentionally. He didn't plan this.
That's why he's the chosen boy for a long time, and people love him.
The satyr of cinema.
Yeah, and then like he makes one bad move, and then people like turn him into a villain, and it's just like, well, I mean, he just saw it his way,
Yeah.
and then just a couple of years later, they all loved him again.
Yeah, I know. That's why everyone's full of it, dude.
And now he's the savior of cinema all over again.
Then watch now Odyssey's gonna come out and people will be like, I never liked them, and Odyssey, why is it 3 hours, and why is he jumping around time again?
He's got him right here, man. He's got him in the palm.
You think?
Okay. Buying the tickets a year in advance for a movie
his Q score right now is through the roof.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what? Yeah, I told you guys I was going to play.
He could be president of the United States at this point.
I think he could. You know what? Yeah. You're right.
He could dominate a poll.
That was just horrendous. I had my laptop open for 4 hours, just like kind of looking back at it, looking back at it, trying to get those tickets on the A-list. I'm sorry, I'm one of those guys. And
it's all right. We love the A-list. Respect.
I don't have the A-list.
I don't love it for that though. for that week.
I would love to have A-list. We don't have AMC in our neck of the woods. So we have Regal, and we have, obviously, like I said, Santico, and we have the dreaded Alamo Drafthouse right now. So
Alamo Drafthouse. Talk about a Q score flip.
Yeah.
The world is turned on Alamo Drafthouse.
I've just gone to Regal now. I think Regal's the one that's the most consistent down here. I know overall.
Are you gonna check out the Regal we're getting in LA? The big ass Regal IMAX.
I really do. Like, I will check that out. I also just love going. I mean, LA's got the best. LA and New York have the best theaters.
Yeah, I need to go to New York to check them out. But LA, I'm very privileged down here with that.
Yeah, and yes, you are, sir. Like some great experiences I've had in LA theaters, and seeing. Like outside of the Lincoln Square IMAX, the Chinese theaters IMAX just a special presentation. Everyone should at least check that out there. But Diego, we've kind of gone a little bit all over the place here. So I want to ask you about Nolan specifically for yourself and your relationship with him. Like we've asked every other guest here, what do you like about him? Is there maybe something you don't like about him? Is he one of your guys?
He's not on my Mount Rushmore.
Okay. Who is on your Mount Rushmore? You opened it up.
No. I was like, I almost said Spielberg right away, but I feel like you don't even need to mention them. We all just know, right? Like, if you like movies, you just like Spielberg at this point. I think
it's almost like if you want to give people a sense of your taste, you just kind of like brush Spielberg aside, even though you're like, I mean, obviously he's there. He's
there for everyone. Like the idea of like if you don't like Steven Spielberg, you're just kind of a horrible.
Yeah, it's like if you're Catholic and you're like, you guys are like cool with Jesus, right? And it's like, yeah, obviously, like that's just.
Yeah, it's like, well, also if you're Catholic, you like Martin Scorsese, right? Like,
yeah, he's exactly.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore of saviors? I mean, Jesus is like, we're gonna push Jesus aside,
and
talk about the other ones,
and then it's Michael Mann.
Hell yeah,
Guillermo, of course, my boy Guillermo del Toro.
One of the nicest human beings on the planet is Guillermo del Toro.
Oh yeah, no, he is an inspiration through cinema and life itself.
I may not like always vibe with every one of his films, but genuinely, what an insanely nice person and
A
super smart
great,
person I've talked with.
hmm
And, you know,
yeah, a great just representative of cinema.
just like absolute champion of the form. You know,
Let me throw two more out there then.
well, that would yeah. There's two more
That's
heads. You get two more. You got Man and Guillermo, and no,
I'm not even gonna try to look cool. I'm just gonna go with what comes to my
just
head
go with
next.
your gut.
Just go,
Yeah.
just go. You can throw Spielberg back on there.
I'll throw Spielberg, whatever. Yeah, because it's
All right.
he just is. You know, some things are just eternal that way.
Water is wet, and Spielberg is on the Mount Rushmore.
There you go.
And then Tony Scott. I guess it'd be Tony Scott.
Hey, Scott,
Throw
come
back
on now.
Throw back to
I
our
think
last
I
voice
think I think about that conversation for the Last Boy Scout a lot.
yeah.
It's getting. I think it's getting a 4K on Arrow now.
Yep.
I think
We
we
are
did.
partially responsible for
We
that.
did that shit.
Yeah.
We did.
We
but
did that.
Absolutely, we did.
Yeah. No doubt about it. Nobody was talking about that movie until we did it.
Yeah. No, I have to shout out Priscilla Page though, who has been like the ardent champion of that movie. Excellent critic in general. But like especially Tony Scott Lost Boy Scout era. Like looking forward to what she's got on that movie.
Tony Scott, zero bad movies? Am I forgetting one?
We don't have time to get into all that. But actually this is kind of relevant.
What was that one with Costner?
Revenge?
Revenge.
I love
I do kind
Revenge.
of like
I
Revenge.
knew
Yeah.
I
that. know you
love
guys do.
Revenge.
I know you
Yeah.
guys. do.
Nasty movie. But
It's
this
not
is kind
my,
of
not my taste.
this
But I
is
get
kind of
it.
Nolan's Tony Scott movie. in a
Hell
way.
yeah, it
To-
is.
to
Oh,
me.
this is his Tony Scott movie.
Yeah, this is
his
Deja Vu,
ultimate
baby.
Michael Mann movie.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is
It is
This is Black
100%
Hat
him.
meets Deja Vu. Yeah.
That is perfect. Yes. My history with Nolan though, just briefly, is like I was hyped for Batman Begins. You know, I'm younger, much younger at that point, and at that point, I don't understand like that the Batman in Batman Returns is different from the Batman and Batman and Robin. So I'm like, oh, Batman Begins is a prequel to those movies. You know, little Diego thinking. So I'm going to the theater, and then I can't make it to a showing. Then my dad, who lived out in a small valley area of California called El Centro, like they had drive-ins. Like people wouldn't go to movie theaters, like they would go to drive-ins more often there, and it was awesome, right?
I love that.
Yeah, and so everyone in like it was like in a soccer group or something like that. Everyone else wanted to watch what's the Adam Sandler remake, the sports movie with Burt Reynolds?
Oh, The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. Everyone was turned around to watch The Longest Yard, and I was the only one who wanted to watch Batman Begins. 'Cause
That's
Batman wasn't
insane.
super cool at
That's
that
an
point after.
insane thing.
Yeah, I know.
But also, that's a group of
ridiculous.
teenage boys in the Sandler era.
Younger
Like-
than even younger. So
Yeah.
you know, I guess do you want to watch Batman or do you want to watch Adam Sandler be funny? To his credit, he is very funny.
I mean, to be fair, like that early 2000s run of Sandler, late 90s, early 2000s, he had the chokehold on the culture for
Oh, yeah.
comedies. Like he was
Dude, he still does.
not to the same extent.
Not like he did during the, you know.
Like the
But
big,
go look back at the grosses of Happy Gilmore and stuff. Those movies didn't actually make money. It was only when he got to like
no, but
grown-ups that started to make
VHS
money.
was huge in the 90s for him.
Yeah,
And then it was that early 2000s run, man. He conquered the world. Yeah, he had hits, but now he's all on Netflix, and you can never trust those downloads. I mean, like, you know, like
You know,
Happy
7 billion people watched
Happy
Office
Gilmore
Romance.
2. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
But you were the only one watching Batman Begins.
yeah, and it blew my mind. Immediately, I was in love with it. I thought that was the greatest superhero movie I'd ever seen. You know, I didn't watch movies like that, like of that would manipulate time that way with the flashbacks and flash forwards. Not even close to what he comes to manipulating time with later in his career, obviously. And I hadn't seen Memento yet, you know. But
Yeah.
after Batman Begins, I'm like,
Who is
this
this
is
guy?
like my guy. Like I'm gonna watch. This is a genius, you know. And then you know, obviously, Dark Knight comes out. That's don't even need to get into.
Game
I'm sure
changer.
you guys had an incredible conversation
like-
about that already.
I mean, like the movie of a generation.
Yeah.
One of them. I mean, it defines. Like,
I mean, we said
culture.
it might be the most important movie of the century.
It
Not,
might
not
be.
best, but most important.
It might
potentially.
be. Like, honestly, like I think about that a lot. Like of not even just blockbuster wise, just movies in general. Like it's like that. Like what movie made an Academy change studios change the way they make movies, propel somebody into the next stratosphere as a director. Like it's got
It's
everything.
it's kind of a Star Wars level
Yeah,
success.
it was an event. People just
Mhm.
couldn't get enough of it. It also
It
provided
was a
some.
disruptor of a movie.
It also provided some terrible things that happened in the culture as well too. You know what I mean? Like, Jay, we didn't talk about this on that show, but the Aurora shooting happens because of the obsession of the Joker character and stuff like that.
You still
and,
go to parties now, and people are like, "You want to know how I got these
these
scars?"
scars, and
No,
it's like,
man,
no,
I've been
like,
there,
I've
done
done
that.
that. Yeah, I know how they got them. It's plastic surgery.
It was
Um,
my wife of its year.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
yeah, that's very true.
We
But
wouldn't
yeah,
have
That
gotten
begin
Joker
yeah,
I
I
that
thought.
begin
honestly,
changed
yeah.
my life, and then Inception. Like I've always loved Dark Knight. I don't need no one needs to defend Dark Knight. It just is. Inception was like that's still my favorite Nolan, if I'm being honest.
Wow.
I think it's super fun. I wish Hoyte had teamed up with Nolan a little earlier, and then I think it would be the greatest film ever made. And I think Hoyte and Nolan's language, like they speak not just the same literal language, but I think like spiritually
Yeah.
they are so in tune with what the other needs. And because I don't think Nolan's great at like maybe blocking actors and stuff like that, right? He really
Action
loves the
set pieces are
IMAX
a little bit
frame and
rough for him. Yeah.
yeah, and no one's perfect, and I'm even okay with that. Some people I think there's a lot of debate now, like, is there even like a reason to go to the IMAX screen? It's like, well, you go to IMAX to be like fully overwhelmed by the image, and I
Mhm.
think Nolan knows the power of that, and that's why it's such a big
And we're
like
talking about maybe
film
the
of it.
most overwhelming film of the last 10 years today. So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
all this to say, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't watch this in the theater for the first time. I'm glad I saw this when it hit
worked your way up.
digital.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because if I saw this in the theater, I think
Project
my brain
Popcorn.
would have exploded.
It was and I'll talk about it. It's a massive visceral experience. Um, it was
I
a
think it's
lot.
the sensory achievement of the 2020s. That's what I think about this movie.
You know what? I never thought about that, but maybe. Truly, maybe. I can't disagree with that.
I mean, now you've seen it in theaters, right, Diego?
I
Since
haven't
you
so.
haven't seen it yet? Oh man,
Nope. I
if they
missed
put it
out.
on,
They re-released it. It's on me.
they if when they, I mean, if they re-release it again, or like there's
I
a
got
rep
my little
screening,
film strip from the re-release. It was wonderful.
that's such a
Damn.
It was
yeah.
great.
But I mean, why do you love this movie so much, though?
This is it's not just Deja Vu and Black Hat. I think it's also Nolan's Dude Rock movie, where
Dude's
there's just
do rock.
something.
Dudes do rock.
I don't think it's quite Miami Vice. I know a lot of people found like comparisons between the two, where like you just gotta like get in the vibe of it. I think there's a little bit of that, and there's the aspect of like brotherhood between Pattinson and I almost said Pattinson and Farrell, Pattinson and Washington,
Henson and
and
Farrell. Hola,
yeah, now
chica.
that's a
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, yeah, that's the Batman. That's the
Well,
Batman.
that's true.
That's the Batman. Yeah.
I forget that it's Farrell in the Batman.
Hey,
Did all
yeah,
that stuff.
because you
Yeah.
just think it's a walking pile of gabagool. Yeah. Hey, what you doing there? On a penguin.
Is that show good?
Oh, it's really
Penguin
good.
Show's pretty good.
All
Yeah.
right, I
Yeah.
gotta watch it.
It's
For
it's not like on the level of like Andor of like TV spin-off
See, I
shows,
gotta watch
but
that too.
well,
You haven't
Andor
watched
is
Andor?
like honest to God the greatest thing ever.
No, it's TV.
I've been knocking out a lot of TV.
I don't watch
lately.
TV.
I've been knocking it out a lot lately.
Well, I'm gonna bring up another TV show in a second, but
Yeah.
Bring it on. Let's talk a little bit. But carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
yeah, that's just fine. This is how the movie flows also, which is why I understand the negative reception to it. But yeah, I think part of the reason I love the movie so much is that it's Nolan not just trying to do something like Deja Vu or whatever. Like he's not just doing time travel. He's made a movie that is purely functional through mechanics instead of like narrative storytelling.
Yeah.
It is completely just about every like micro reaction, every character decision, every like plot mechanic, everything feeds into another thing. You don't have time to understand any of it. He's not interested in backstory. He's wanted to do a James Bond movie. He gets a Spielberg response like, no, thank you, but no thank you. Okay, fine, fuck you. I'm gonna do my own then. Also, here's all the other shit I'm interested in with time distortion and parents' relationships to their kids and going backwards and forwards. And yeah, stuff looks cool when you blow it up in reverse. It just does.
It does. What if Thing went backwards is a good idea for a movie?
Yeah, it really is.
It might be the best idea.
Yeah.
What if a guy got collapsed into a wall by a reverse bomb?
What
That'd
if
be pretty sick.
What if bullets went back in the gun rather than out of the gun?
At the end of that movie, at the big battle at the end, when the guy gets concreted into the wall by an reverse entropy bomb, I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Could not describe what any like group of people are doing in that finale.
You can't.
I have no idea, but I'm like, fuck yeah, hell yeah.
It's when your mouth is on the floor the most, where you're just like, I can't comprehend.
Dr. McKay gets out of that though. She doesn't get.
Yes, she does.
Yep.
Yes,
reverse cemented.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. The pit. The pit is in this show.
Yeah,
I mean the movie.
Yeah, I mean it's got everything you want. It's a great movie, Jay. Now I'm gonna say this up front, Jay, before I let you go.
Okay,
Diego, I also have to tell you this.
I know what you're about.
I have to remind people this.
All right.
So for a whole goddamn year,
a year.
It was a year. It felt like a year. For a long time. It might have even been a year, but at least 6 months. This guy, my co-host. But yeah, because you didn't see it till like December. You didn't see it in theaters, Jay. So
because I didn't see it in the theater, yeah.
Because you watched it, wait for it on digital, and it didn't come out till December. So it was almost like from January all the way to the end of the year. This guy gave me shit, gave Nolan shit, said, "Oh, that movie looks like shit. It looks terrible.
It looks awful. Gonna be trash. Nolan's a
trash.
Hack.
Like what a hack. Da 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 da. This da 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 that." We record the In Session Film Award show that year, and guess where this guy puts this movie? Number frickin' 1 on the year. Calls it a straight up masterpiece. And this was the turn of the tide.
I did not say that. I did not say that. I did not call it a masterpiece.
I'll go check the tape. I'll check the tape on that part. But this guy,
this movie is not a masterpiece.
Yes, it is, and you know it deep down inside. Don't lie to yourself.
It is. I do not think this movie is a masterpiece.
Yeah, he does. This was though the turn of the tide.
To death.
Turn of the tide for him, where he was like that Nolan guy.
It was. I was not fully converted to Dunkirk at that point. Yeah. So this was kind of the one. Because now, I mean, I now think Dunkirk is the superior film to this film. Oh, yeah. But at the time, I was still sort of lagging behind on Dunkirk. But yes, this movie, I did not see it in the movie theater. I remember sitting down to watch it at home.
You're pretty reluctant.
My biggest problem with Christopher Nolan, Diego, apologies. Inception is like the ultimate text of the shit I hate with Christopher Nolan, which is just like, just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up and let your incredible visual direction and sense of style take over. And that is exactly
I would never yell
what he
at
does
the
with
man
Tenet.
like that. That's just highly rooted and inappropriate.
I remember when I logged my recent review of Inception, on Letterboxd, I was just like, why will he not shut up about all of the exposition in this movie? Like, you don't have to explain everything. Quit being so literal about everything. And then some folks commented and were like, get ready for Tenet, brother. And I'm like, no, that's the exact opposite. Tenet is the exact opposite of Inception. Tenet is a movie. I mean, they literally say it. It's easy to just write it off as, don't think about it, just feel it. But that sort of is what they're doing. And it reminds me of what Michael Mann does with his movies, who is a huge influence on Nolan. Michael Mann will just say the most complicated term you've ever heard of in a movie and just let it go.
Yeah, he will.
It's just like in Heat, they're like, yeah, well, this obviously is, a ballistic nonsense charge. And it's like, okay, cool. I sort of get the gist of what that is. And now I will continue to carry on with the movie.
Thing goes boom and you're fine with it. You know what I mean? So
it is sort of this thing where you're like, I am so confident that I am in the hands of someone who has a complete understanding of this movie that I'm willing to give myself over to it. And with Inception, a movie that I grapple with daily, I am like, just let me believe that you believe in your ability to tell this story. And with Tenet, I'm just like, I'm Rose on the front of the Titanic, just being held up by Christopher Nolan. Just like,
you're just completely in it for the ride.
I'm flying.
It takes you somewhere.
I'm flying. Yeah,
flying,
absolutely.
Right.
And it is, again, the sensory experience of the decade so far for me. I think a lot of that comes down to the frickin' score. Ludwig Göransson is bringing heat in ways that we have not seen since the introduction of nuclear warfare. The opening song in the movie is the best track in the movie, I think. It is. Yeah. I listen to that track all the time. It gets me just hyped up. And that as just the introduction of this flowing river of a movie that is simultaneously so complicated and so overwhelming that it just takes you along for the ride. It's an achievement. It is such an impressive work on so many levels. If you want me to lay out the time mechanics and the full, this person is here at this time and this is what this person knows at this time, no, can't do it. Sorry.
We're going to do that in about 30 minutes.
The sensation of watching this movie is more or less unparalleled in the last 5 to 6 years. I love experiencing this movie. And they were just boys the whole time, man.
They were just bros. It's what you and I do. It's what you and I do every week. We're just bros.
They probably had a podcast.
They probably did.
They get up to some episodes.
They got it. Yeah. They laid down some tracks.
We record some episodes.
I think this movie rocks. Yeah. It just always has. And as we've done this series, and Diego, I love you. I'm glad you're here. I'm not, but take this with an ounce of love.
We're not the biggest Inception fans, is what we're saying.
No, I got the gist.
This is Inception for
hear this.
This is Inception for adults. Like,
okay, yeah.
This is like grown up Inception. This is like when our generation is like, okay, we can unattach ourselves from Inception because we're smarter than needing to be held hand-wise the entire time, because we've gone and grown up with.
I mean, it is still a story from the brain of an 11-year-old. What if one went forward, one went backwards?
One went backwards. But like the idea of it is the mechanics of all that, because you've been with this director, our generation at least has been with him for so long. He's trusting really our audience. Like, he's not trusting 60 and 70-year-olds. He's trusting like the kids that grew up with Inception, The Dark Knight, and all that stuff, and has gone on this journey with him and are now adults. He's trusting you to just be like, okay, you're the people that are going to fill up my movie theater. So I'm not going to explain things to you anymore. As a parent would, at a certain point, my parents stopped explaining things to me and said, at a certain point in your life, you're just going to have to learn it yourself. And you're going to have to make your own mistakes. And you're going to have to be an adult. And along those ways, there's bumpy things in the road. But ultimately, you got to find your peace in life and your way. And that's what this movie is a director literally saying to an audience, guess what? I'm not holding hands anymore. I'm going to do cool shit, and I'm not going to over-explain it. And if there is explanations, we're not going to spend another 20 minutes after that trying to explain that explanation. We're just going to present it to you, you figure it out, and go on. And in the process of doing that, I'm going to show you a lot of cool shit. And I'm just going to just dazzle you. And that is when it's like, okay, this guy has finally understood his purpose, which is just like, I'm here to give you this sensory, to your point, Jay, overload. And you're going to ride this wave. And it's the natural progression after you make something like Dunkirk, which is minimal on the page, but maximalist on the visual scope inside of a war film. So how am I then going to, like the promotion stuff for this movie, you still have like Robert Pattinson years later being like, I still don't understand that movie. And that's kind of the point. It's like, even the cast doesn't understand it, but they loved making it, and people love seeing this movie. And yeah, I think the why a lot of people, Diego, I'm not talking about you, and why a lot of people love Inception is because it does explain things, and it does simplify it, and it still gives you that awe and wonder. And that's good if you want to be odd, but you also want to explain that. Our human nature is to want to be explained and to be told what we're always curious and we want to know the answer. But some people like myself, and I know Mr. Ledbetter, again, Tony Scott doesn't fully explain everything in something like Deja Vu. It's just kind of just like the power of love exists in those things, and we're just going to propel it forward. Some of the great mechanics inside the Matrix.
That's the other thing he doesn't do in this movie is he does not constrict himself to making everything literally and fully understandable. He is sort of, this is the first one where he's like, you might not understand this. I'm not sure I fully understand this.
But his whole thing,
I'm going to present it to you as is.
But the whole thing about it from his standpoint is that's the point of the exercise. People have asked him afterwards when he did press for Oppenheimer and when he's done press this, already starting for the Odyssey. They asked him about Tenet, and he's just like, basically that line in the movie is going to explain everything for you. And he's talked about, I'm not going to explain things anymore. Because if he's not going to explain the spinning top, he's definitely not going to explain this damn movie to you if you can't get that right. So therefore, I just think he presents everything, and he's just serving up everything that he's wanted to do inside a movie like this. You want to see cool set pieces. You want to see action pieces. You want to see a big, giant, bombastic ending. You want to make a Bond film and do it in your own weird way. That's the other thing about this. This is like The Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker and shit like that. This is like an 80s level Bond film inside a Michael Mann, Tony Scott film. And he gets to just swing for the fences. And it's got this great the through line from this isn't about, what does Tenet really mean? And what is this organization? And what, all this stuff. The thing about it is, it's like, what if bros were just bros? And we did this through time. And we were just friends. And we get up to some stuff. And at the end of it, you're like, well, maybe I do want to know about the second half of that life that they have. But even still, you don't need to know all that. It's just about the experience. Just come along for the ride. And so, I don't know, man. I put this thing on every time I watch. I've watched this 4 or 5 times. And every time.
Dude, I've watched this thing 8 times.
I understand parts more in certain sections. And then in other sections, I'm like, yeah, I don't understand. But damn, that looks cool. Damn, it looks beautiful.
But I will say, Ryan, to push back on that opinion of the movie, are you not describing what Martin Scorsese describes Marvel movies to be, where it's just it's an amusement park ride?
No, because at least you're having if you want to break down the mechanics of this, and if you want to break down what he's doing and the influence and everything, you can do that as well, and you can have your own little exploratory way of doing that, and it does that work. It's probably not going to all work, but it works better than some of those damn movies,
I think it's a good question to bring up,
but it is a good question. You're right.
I agree 100% with Ryan, even though I disagree with both of you guys about Inception.
It's okay. We're not perfect.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, but I think you guys are also right. Ryan, when you were mentioning that people like Inception because it explains everything constantly to you, I do think that's why people like it.
I'm not saying that for you. I'm just saying that
I think this is,
there are people that love that movie and hate this. Yeah. And I think that's the correlation.
And I don't think you can get this movie without Inception, right? Because no one's let me try it this way. It's
Agreed.
Okay, I got that. Now I can do it here without explaining it to anybody. But I also think what makes Inception stand the test of time for me is it's still about providing that emotional catharsis through this journey. It's a heist movie, but really it's about this guy letting go of his wife, who he's never going to have back, and he's finally ready to let that go by establishing this sort of
And what I love is that movie tells me how to feel rather than show me. It just tells me
I think it does
everything about how any person is feeling at any point at a given time.
And that dead wife, she's so dead. and she is a
I will
wife.
say I do wish more movies had less dialogue these days.
Yeah,
Like
man.
just in general. Like I do think it's a very modern movie problem right now where they're like
What do you think
they will
about
explain
dialogue that you
something.
can't understand?
Oh,
You know
sign me,
what? I didn't
sign me
have that
up.
problem with this movie.
I actually don't feel that way about this movie. I feel that way
No.
about Interstellar.
There's that Michael Caine scene where I'm just like,
Don't
dude,
go into the night.
that's the one time I've
Oh, wait, the
ever
one in
felt
here?
that.
No, the Michael Caine
Uh,
scene in Interstellar when he's on his deathbed, I assume, is what you're talking about.
He's talking like
Yeah.
this.
I
I'm like,
cannot understand what he says in
look,
that.
that
in
could
hit-
even be like the most realistic dying language sound ever.
Yeah.
It's not. We're watching
Not
a movie. You
cinematic.
have to be able
Yeah.
to understand. You have to.
Yeah.
It's the only time I've ever felt that about his movies. I think it's usually blown completely out of proportion. And I thought people saying like Tenet makes no sense was completely blown out of proportion because of something like Inception. People who even loved it like I do were like, yeah, movies like it's so hard to keep track of stuff. Like it's not. It's a lot of information, but it's not that hard.
I
It's
just
not
think again,
complicated.
it goes back to I think people go into certain things with a little bit of an agenda, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that the people that wanted to see this are like people are because there's literally a global pandemic going on. I do think that there was this
I
stubbornness.
mean, this
and
movie is
involvement.
pretty complex, but
I mean,
yes,
it is
a lot
pretty
of people also watched it at home is a problem too.
Well, I think there's that, but the people that reviewed this, Jay, were mostly people going to theaters while a pandemic was going on, and it's like, wait a minute, no one else, everyone else is just sending screeners to the house, and I'm watching this at the house. A
Also,
lot of
this movie is complicated and silly.
Yes, I understand that, but so is Inception. And to Diego's point, there's a lot of people that forgave the shit out of that thing, and because we were in normal times. Like if you can't see that bias that was there was totally there. Why some people are just like want to dismiss it, say it was, we should not even be watching this thing at the moment, or if we're gonna watch it,
But
we're
there's
gonna watch
also
it at
not a
home.
scene in Tenet where Elliot Page comes to the center of the screen and says, "Let me bring this movie to a screeching halt to explain everything that is going on right
Correct.
now." And
Because,
that's
like,
what I like about it.
That's fair, but I do think to Diego's point, like to your point, man, I do think that there was a lot of the knives were out definitely for this thing, and I think over time, because people haven't seen this in a theater, also since they've only experienced it at home. To your point, Jay, then the sensory overload of this thing,
Also, the cell phone thing,
and just watching it at home, you have to be glued into this. You have to give yourself over really to all of Nolan's films in order to fully, feel them or not feel them. But it's, this one especially, you've got to be able to lock in.
It's the freaking. I don't understand how you couldn't. If somebody put this movie on, my phone would fall out of my hand immediately, and I would just be wrapped up for the next 2.5 hours. And
So
just,
did you guys watch Tron Ares? I know this is going to seem random, but just hear me out.
I
for a
did
second.
watch Tron Ares. Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. But like, there was that one like quote unquote Nine Inch Nails challenge where people would like just go to listen to the music in the IMAX, not really pay attention to the movie, right? And kind of make like a sensory experience of it. Now that gets messed up because then you hear Jared Leto talk for an extended period of time.
Yeah, there you go.
Impossible to shut out, unfortunately.
He had to see his
But-
face, which is the
Yeah.
other part. That's the real hard part.
But trying to get into like the rhythms of something literally like musically, right? Like it's a different way of experiencing emotions and even catharsis by the end, ideally. I think you can actually do that with Tenet. Like the rhythms of the audio and the vibrations of the movie and like literally the score by Göransson, of course, is like unbelievably cool.
It's like maybe score of the decade for me. It's honestly up there.
He's got like 3 of those right now, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna keep going. He could do it.
I'm
he's
excited for the
unbelievable.
Odyssey.
Just
'cause
scoring
it's like-
Grogu. He really brought a lot of life to Grogu.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
but people
I still haven't seen that.
people love Sinners and they
Didn't
love
hate it.
and obviously his score for the Odyssey for
Black Panther.
Oppenheimer is and Black Panther too.
Yeah,
but then
no,
there's-
he's the guy. He's the guy right now.
Yeah.
He's the composer right
And
now.
you know what? I'm gonna say keep an eye out for his score on Black Panther 3. Coogler's last Marvel movie, probably his last Marvel movie. Like that, he's gonna go nuts.
All right, can I say it out loud?
Sure.
Can I say it?
Yeah, but hold on.
I hope Ryan Coogler walks into Disney's office and says, "I'm not doing it." I just hope he says it.
I mean, I
Break the
do.
contract.
Genuinely likes
Break
it.
the contract. Go to court. I don't care. Don't do it. Let somebody else make it.
I think he could do the last good one. I think he could do the last true
It is a
good one.
Why,
very
the last one
odd
wasn't
follow-up
good?
to Sinners.
Like, just go make
Oh,
the
that
go make
that
the next
was-
Sinners.
No one could have done that though.
I don't think. Yeah, you're right.
Sinners, to me, that's like, yeah.
No, just go
we got to give Black Panther 2 a pass. Like, I'm sorry, that's just an uphill struggle.
No, but I'm just saying, like, what is so you made Sinners, huge hit, hugely celebrated.
You win an
film.
Oscar.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back to a one for them for some reason.
You don't need. He doesn't need to.
It's a little.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't owe them a damn thing. He doesn't owe them anything at this point. Just go make an original film with Denzel. Don't put Denzel in Black Panther.
Yes.
Like Denzel's got we got limited time left with Denzel Washington.
Man on Fire too.
Sure.
No.
Bring together.
Do Deja Vu too. I don't care.
And Denzel. But Man on Fire.
But the point is we've got limited time with him left. Limited films. If you're gonna work with him, make something like Sinners, where it's 1,000% yours.
There's going to be a breaking point with Marvel where they do just tell Coogler, literally do whatever you want. And that'd be cool.
Yeah, but I mean...
That would be great. That'd be great.
I don't know. Who knows?
Anyways, I think Goranson is going to knock that out of the park.
Yeah.
And I think his score for this, like, just giving yourself over to the movie. Like, I wish people were more receptive to understanding the don't try to think about it, just feel it mentality of the movie. Like, I think people see it as like a hand wave away to criticism, and it's like, no, that is how you're supposed to experience most things in life, basically.
Yeah.
You know? Like, obviously you have to think about many things, but
most films that have ever been presented like that, like you brought up, I think, Diego Miami Vice as like a comp, or Black Hat, right? Which is a movie, like, if you want to break down the mechanics of it, we could spend hours just trying to figure that movie out. And, one day we might. Who
Miami
knows?
Vice is that has a lot of plot.
It has a lot of plot.
Mm-hmm.
For a movie that's all about vibes, it has a lot of plot.
It does.
I love that movie. That movie's a masterpiece of masterpieces.
But usually, like, even like Deja Vu, that we're talking about, and other films that are just, if you have other examples, throw them out there. It doesn't feel like a lot of these movies initially are well received, and it takes a while for it to find an audience or for it to build up a reputation, and then they are reclaimed later on. I mean, we're talking about this 6 years after this movie came out.
We're also talking about some of the most formally challenging big budget movies that have come out. Yeah,
this happens.
Black Hat's the exception there. I don't think Black Hat will ever be fully embraced.
I don't know. I mean,
there's definitely been a cult.
It's grown. I mean, like, its 4K physical media release was like, it was sold out.
They put out the director's cut or the cable cut or whatever they call it.
And people went nuts for it.
I love that movie.
Like,
it's probably one of my
me too
15 favorite movies of the 2010s.
And so my point is, it's like, this is the one that we get every decade. Like, we get a couple of these. Like, maybe. I mean, nowadays we're gonna get like one or two in between, where it's like, this is the misunderstood gem of the decade, because at the time everybody wanted to shit on it, or they didn't understand it, or they didn't want to embrace what it was trying to sell. And then years and years later, we're like, what was wrong with us? And 6 years later we're already here a little bit with Tenet. Like, it is being reclaimed. People are re-seeing it. The letter, some people.
I mean, the Christopher Nolan hive only continues to grow.
Yeah, it does. And so with that, you get those people to reevaluate.
He's sort of reaching that Kubrickian territory to an extent, where it's just like, well, obviously there's something with everything that I don't like about it that is masterful.
Mm-hmm. I mean, then, like, are you gonna get that box set? Speaking of which,
it's like $500, right?
600.
Yeah.
600.
To be fair,
when it goes 50% off, it'll be $300.
Nobody's gonna buy it at full price.
It'll be $300 when anybody buys it, but that's still an astounding amount of money for a collection of movies that I already own half of on 4K.
I'm gonna totally get it.
I mean, I'm gonna get it at some point, but I'm also about to buy a house.
Yeah, but
congratulations.
You got $300 on the side. You'll get it.
Yeah, I'll just tap it. I'll tack it onto my mortgage.
Hey, listen. You got to get a housewarming gift for yourself, right? So just
That's exactly right.
so you just
Ryan, great point.
You just get yourself the box set, and you had to move and everything, and this is a little present for old Jay. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
My main focus in this house is going to be to get a really good AV setup. That's my goal. Like really good.
The box set comes out on my anniversary with my wife.
Happy anniversary.
So
congratulations on receiving the box
I will
set.
receive that box set. And she's already said, absolutely not. And I said, it's the only thing I want other than, your love and forever and ever and all that other crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that stuff's pretty good too.
Yeah, that's that overrated
Can
stuff.
I tell you the undersung MVP of this film?
Elizabeth Debicki's legs in the car scene, which is one of the great scenes ever.
The answer to me is Jennifer Lame, though, man. Editor.
Oh yes.
Unbelievable stuff she's doing. Who at this point had done like Manchester by the Sea and Marriage Story. Christopher Nolan was happen?
Like, and now he's found his. I mean, no offense to Lee Smith. Lee Smith wins the Oscar for Dunkirk and moves on, but like, this is part of his level up. That's the other thing. Like, we're going to talk about it next week.
I love his lack of complacency. And I know Lee Smith was doing other stuff. I don't think it was necessarily that Christopher Nolan was pushing him aside, but it was like, I'm kind of doing this other thing. Maybe find somebody else. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll find the, editor of her generation. Great.
Well, I mean, like, that's the thing.
By me.
That's the thing about when you get to Oppenheimer next week is that, like, weirdly, Tenet is the test run with all these, with these new players, right? Like, Nolan's the all-star, the generational player. But he's got it's his second time working with the DP. It's a new editor. It's a new person doing score. It's a new person doing production design. And you got all these new pieces. It's the first time working with a lot of these people in the cast. And so he's experimenting. He's doing new things. It kind of invigorates him. He gets to do things differently than what he's done in the past. And then this thing is the test run to then it all coming together perfectly in the next film when they're all on the mountaintop. And now they're about to release their third collaboration all together with the Odyssey. And as much as I keep like going, like, I don't know if that trailer looks the best, I have no reason to doubt any of these people, because when you watch this film and you watch the one we're talking about next week, you're talking about like an insane run of this team that's building a dynasty run, man. Like, Nolan's found his people.
No, it is crazy. His eye for talent is one of the best things about him.
And people love working with him.
You hear everybody talk about Kubrick, and it's like absolute genius.
Terrible.
Insufferable. So glad I only worked with him one time. So few actors worked with him more than once.
And Michael Caine's like, please give me another script.
He's the homie. I mean, he's the man.
He called this the best action movie ever, didn't he? Michael Caine?
Michael Caine?
Michael Caine?
Didn't he say Nolan's done it again? Tenet, best action movie ever?
I think that was the AI Michael Caine who's reading the Odyssey. Yeah.
Jay, you going to listen to that?
Oh, already did.
Okay. Do not go into the dark.
Do you know what Jennifer Lame edited? I'm looking at her credits now.
What's she edit, buddy?
The Wizard of Oz at Sphere. Okay, Jennifer, I see you.
That's unfortunate.
Everything about that whole thing is gross.
Nobody's perfect, guys.
Well,
cut her some slack. She edited Tenet.
It's not just her fault.
No, wait. I was being gaslit. Michael Caine verified Twitter account, August 27th, 2020, 11:48 a.m. Chris Nolan has done it again. Tenet is the best action film ever.
You know what, Michael? Serving up hot takes, and I love it.
Yeah.
And he was in freaking Inception, so that says it. And The Dark Knight, so he's just like.
Yeah. I mean, I love those movies. I wouldn't call
Michael Caine. Michael Caine is great in his one scene in this
where he basically plays M.
You Brits don't have a monopoly on
snobbery.
Snobbery is a very good line. It's good.
We'll balance the books at another time.
I must say, I do not think you will pass in Brooks Brothers.
Yeah, it's a Spaniard named Arepo. The way he says that.
Surprisingly funny, I think Christopher Nolan is. I don't know why I said that like Yoda, but
Surprisingly funny.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Mm.
it's hard to imagine him writing some of this dialogue, not because of like any hokiness or whatever. It's just like it's a little hokey, but it's like cool hokey, you know? Like
Oh, like
when
maybe when he
Pattinson's
says,
like,
"I'll cut your balls off and shove them down your
I'll
throat."
cut your
yeah,
balls off and
that's a
shove
bit
them down
much.
your throat.
Or when they're trying to figure out the plane crash, he's like, "Oh, not out of the air." Like, don't be dramatic.
Well,
It's like,
that
okay, well,
part
how do you
is a
want to do it?
little
Ooh,
dramatic.
romantic. Or the best line, right? Which is um I thought I ordered my hot sauce an hour ago. Which
Oh
I
is
yeah.
ordered my hot sauce
sauce
an
an
hour
hour
ago.
ago. And you're just like bam. And then beating up a guy with a cheese grater is always hilarious.
That's pretty good.
It's super
He
good
has
stuff.
gotten genuinely very good at hand-to-hand combat sequences, which he was genuinely bad at a handful of years
I'm
ago.
telling you, Jay, I think Diego's right. I think that's a little bit of Hoyta there, just making him
Mhm.
get a little bit
I mean, look,
better.
my what has been my grand take this whole series? Christopher Nolan's three best movies are his last three movies. That's my take.
That's a good
Stand
take.
by
I
it.
don't agree with it, obviously, but that's a good one. I want people to embrace that. Because I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing about like takes like that is like you're making me think about why I like the things I like. And I think with these critical discussions about movies and especially something like Tenet, like shouldn't we be challenging ourselves a little bit? You know, it's like, oh, I just like this thing. I don't know. I just like it. Like that's so fucking boring. You
But
know? Like
there is something though about I will say about this movie and why I like it so much. It's because it's also about like a person who's seen and read so many fucking spy novels and watched so many spy movies that they are just like enough of the fluff, enough of the over explaining, the exposition, like, the Austin Powers of it all has ruined the Bond franchise because like literally there is a character called Basil Exposition. There is there you can't
I don't
do
know. James Bond did pretty well after that, but
but still it's just like, well, for a long time it was Born and all these other films are kicking its ass, and then it had to go super serious, and then in its seriousness, it got silly because people are like, why isn't this silly anymore? Now we're in like this run of Bond where we're like trying to figure out who the hell is it going to be, and if Villeneuve's even going to do it, and all this other stuff. Anyway, that's beside the point. Point is that like this is a guy that's probably also read John le Carre, and le Carre is not really someone that explains a lot. He's just essentially you learn as our characters are going. And those pieces of that puzzle connect somehow to the overall grand plan for, like Smiley or whoever is the protagonist in his stuff. And to me, I think that that's just this perfect way of making this, of justifying this film or talking about like, he doesn't even give this guy a name. He's just the protagonist. We're going to go through this. He's on this mission. You don't understand, like, if you break down the fact that like this whole plan is built by a guy from the past, or in the future to come back in the past and send his friend back to stop all this from happening. If you start breaking down the mechanics of it, might fall apart, might not. I don't know, but then that ruins, I think, a little bit of the experience. But then it's also kind of like funny in a lot of ways because it's not trying to take itself too seriously. Like there's a moment where it's like where like the person that's introducing him to the idea of the objects and everything, like, right, the sort of almost like QS person, right, she he goes like, is it like nuclear holocaust? And she's like, actually it's something far worse. And it's like it's like, wait a minute, what's worse than a nuclear holocaust? So like some of the stuff is like inherent.
worldwide inversion, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ever heard of it?
Exactly. And that idea alone is super fucking silly and it's fun and it's just
And that was always kind of the thing with his Batman movies too. It was like this is very comic-y,
it's
comic
very
booky,
silly.
But it is take it very
Yeah.
seriously.
Exactly. And
that's
so
think
like
that's
that's
what really
the heart
works.
of his stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, he's so
Pretentious goofiness.
he's like a kid with toys
Yeah.
and he's moving them around the table.
I mean, every one of his movies truly is like,
I mean, Interstellar
what if
operates
you could
better
do a
as a
dream robbery?
fantasy film than a science fiction film, I think. I
Yeah,
mean, there's
yeah.
like sci-fi logic in it, but like it's emotionally and thematically much more like a fantasy adventure film.
Yeah. I will say what I like about these last three films, including Oppenheimer, which is an episode still to come. He is, I think he gets a lot of emotional weight out of these last three films without having to be overt or grandiose or melodramatic about what he's doing. I feel so much, I get like a swell in my heart and a lump in my throat more when Neil tells the protagonist that they've been boys than when Matthew McConaughey is pounding on the intergalactic bookshelf telling his daughter not to allow him to waste his life as a father.
Put Morse code in the watch,
the subtlety, and again, it's a lot of the editing, or when Tom Hardy's plane is just gliding over the beach
for you
silently without any gas left. I'm just like, damn, what a thing that guy did.
I'm on him.
Or in the the many moments of Oppenheimer that do make me emotional.
No, I mean,
but
like it's
this film very much not an overtly emotional film, but for me there are moments of humanity inside of this grand complex puzzle, and I think the complexity of the puzzle puts me in sort of a more emotionally vulnerable state because it is so overwhelming that even the little bits of emotion are able to push through in ways that in other films where I'm not quite as viscerally overwhelmed, I sort of push back on because they are so obvious. And that's what I appreciate about these last three movies.
Well, I mean, like the movies themselves are these last three in particular, and why I think, Jay, they connect with you somewhere, and why I do feel that their emotions aren't as forward as his other films. Is a little bit of that, like the spectacle itself, you get sucked into that rather than getting sucked into the characters. And you're getting sucked into the technical achievements here. And the character, and so therefore it's easier
for you.
Power
of an image as much as anything.
Yeah.
Man.
And you're just kind of slowly built up into the world rather than you are into like who this person is and what they represent and all this different stuff and this and this and that. And by the end of Dunkirk, you're bought in, like everybody knows what happened at the end of Dunkirk, in the history of Dunkirk, but it's the way he presents it in such a way through image and through the buildup and through all this tension that you're
immersive.
Left. Yeah. It's so immersive. And the same thing goes here. Like you've gone on this ride with these two guys that like you of course buy into them.
There's actually not that much Neil in the movie.
No, it's not. He's like he is a side character, as he's supposed to be.
He's a cool guy though, handsome boy.
Absolutely. And then in Oppenheimer's case, you have. I mean, that's probably the most overt one of the three, where it's like there's clearly supposed to be like a literal catharsis for that character on his actions, but he does it in not the most. I think in that movie, at least, he doesn't do it in the McConaughey way. He does it in the ways in which the emotions built up here, where you spend so much time,
so cynical.
And that movie is very cynical in a lot of ways too. And a lot of the stuff for Oppenheimer is internal things that he's punishing himself with, and you become either frustrated or you become attached to him because as you see him build the bomb, then that's what the power of that last hour is that like he's taking this punishment, and you're like, why are we doing this to him? And that's the trick, is that you're seeing just a guy build a bomb and the process and all of it. Yeah, it is. And then by the third act, you're like, God damn it, he suckered us all in. And it's brilliant. And so, and that's also one of his best films too, if not one of my favorites is Prestige. It's like, you're bought into the idea of the spectacle of the trick, right? The trick is what is luring you as an audience in. And yes, inside of this is also these super cynical, insidious individuals that throughout the film, your attachment of who is really the good guy or who you really are rooting for or who you're really siding with changes over the course of that film because you're as much obsessed about that trick but by the end as they are. So yeah.
But the one person you're always rooting for in this movie is Kat. And I think her character deserves a huge shout out because in a movie that is anchored by a character called Protagonist, who is a cipher, a vessel who has really no emotional vulnerability to him whatsoever. The idea that his motivation becomes the well-being of a woman and her child in the face of something that goes beyond nuclear annihilation becomes a real grounding force to the movie. And again, makes me like genuinely very emotional. This idea that honestly, the most important person that has ever lived on planet Earth by the end of the film cares the most about a young lady picking up her child from school. Just like, forget about it, man.
So what you're saying is, Jay,
that's what it's all about.
Chris Nolan wrote a good female character.
Well, that is up for debate. It is a good female character in the eyes of the male character.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then she also has the dialogue, and my son. Like that one, truly one of the
like
worst
everyone
lines.
in the world is going to die, including my son.
Including my son. Yes, lady, your son too. You know,
I do really like her as a character though, and like I didn't even like think about her.
I like her. She's so tall.
On second watch, and then like now I'm on my like almost dozenth watch of the film.
So good.
I'm like she's like really, you know, for Nolan, again, we're grading on the Nolan curve here a little bit. There's so much interesting stuff about, like, you know, everything in the movie is kind of like a palindrome in a way. Every character ends up being like their own hero in their own way by either the power of their belief or seeing something that inspires them or signifies that they're supposed to do something because they believe in it or they're meant to. She sees herself jumping off the boat earlier in the movie.
That's what's so great about this.
Yeah. And then she becomes her own hero, you know, like obviously she's rescued by
But the fate of the world is on her shoulders. It's not on our.
She screws it up though.
Yeah, I know.
She's like, the one thing that I couldn't let happen is for him to see his plan seen through. So I had to murder him. But it works anyway because it's lovely. It's one of love a lovely film.
It's one of the funniest goddamn shots at the end where they're dragging Kenneth Branagh's body through the frickin' boat.
Oh, it's so good. When he hits the rail one level below, it's so good.
The sound on that is like so good.
There's those stories of like Scorsese showing Spike Lee like shots of like really violent shots from his movies when he's like screening them for him, right? Like, what do you think about this? You know, he's just trying to get feedback. I have to imagine Nolan's going to his buddies being like, hey, check this out. And then he's just like throwing Kenneth Branagh, Kenny B off the boat like that, like it makes like a disgusting noise.
You think he called Emma Thomas?
It is just disturbing.
You think he called Emma Thomas and said, hey, can you get Emma Thompson here immediately?
Hey, Emma, what do you think of this shot of me murdering your ex-husband
who cheated on you? What do you think about that? Yeah, like it?
Branagh rocks in this movie, by the way.
He rules.
He's got that thick Russian accent that he was doing for a decade in like Jack Ryan films and bullshit.
Crushing it.
He is delivering line after line.
Whereas in Dunkirk, he's just like this absolute
the warmest guy in the world
of integrity and warmth. In this film, he is Satan himself. Sator, more like Satan.
Yeah.
I love Kenny B. I root for him all the time as an artist.
He directed Artemis Fowl.
You know, I said I root for him. I don't champion him all the time.
He is an interesting cat. The man loves money. It is very clear.
Yeah.
But he's also extremely talented.
But I also think Haunting in Venice is one of the best directed movies of the decade. So
really,
I haven't seen it. I can't say I've seen it.
I think that movie is astoundingly well directed.
He also got Gal Gadot to say, and enough champagne to fill denial.
Yeah, so coming off that one, I can see why
kind of.
Maybe not.
I mean, only geniuses can get that.
So has he done 3 Poirots?
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah. The first one's solid. Second one is, you know, and then the third one, I truly believe is one of the best directed.
Third one rips, huh? Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like you know what? Right. Kind of like the trajectory of the Knives Out films.
Yeah, except the second really Knives Out isn't I don't want to like.
Second one is okay. And then I really like the last one. I think the last one's the best one.
I agree.
The Josh O'Connor stuff, because O'Connor's incredible in that movie. He's just
So I mean, I'm a lapsed Catholic, so that one it's
just so. Jay, did you still like the first one the best one? Yeah,
I like the first one best.
Yeah,
I think the novelty of it
is wearing off.
Worked. I think it is gradually worn off. Yeah, I like the third one more than the second one. But
Would you still see them though if they kept making them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan, I love whenever we talk about this on shows, we're like, I'm absolutely not saying that. We see everything. Like,
That's not true. I remember what movie
it
it
is.
said that you said that I wasn't going to see it, and I never saw it. You know what it was?
And you see more new movies than I do.
It was the Ballerina movie. Still haven't seen it.
Oh, Ballerina.
Ballerina. Haven't seen it.
Oh, that's right. It did come out last year, didn't
And
it?
like you know what the most popular films are on a plane? The John Wick films.
Yeah,
I believe that. Well,
those are
maybe.
good plane movies.
Everybody like they're just 2.5 hours, solid, just
I think
action
it's
film.
that. I think the things that people watch on planes all the time are John Wick and Christian Petzold movies.
Yeah. Well, Den of Thieves too, as we all know.
Undina and John Wick, I think.
Yeah.
are kind of
Phoenix
the two big ones
and
on Delta these
Parabellum.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, honestly, there are foreign language films if you fly internationally, all the time on Delta, and even in America, like they actually have a pretty good selection, I will say.
So, how much do y'all actually understand or care about the plot mechanics of this movie?
All right. I'm glad you asked. So, what do you all know about the Sator Square?
What do y'all know about that Sator Square, though? I
bet
know that it is.
Diego's about to drop knowledge, so just
I mean,
shut up and let him go.
I know it is an ancient piece of, lore, I guess, that was founded in the early age, maybe pre-Christianity, that people are still trying to figure out exactly what the meaning of it is, whether it is early Christian or pre-Christian, where it is just a bunch of things that look the same backwards and forwards.
Yeah, I think the earliest like official
In
dated
Latin.
are like from AD 62, but
Yeah.
there's stuff that haven't been officially dated that are probably older. And this is brief cursory stuff. I didn't actually do a deep dive. Like I was gonna jokingly do a bit
Right.
about like reading a book on quantum mechanics.
So let me see.
didn't
It's
do
so
that.
the words are Sator, opera, Tenet. There's the other one that's the name of the company that does the Freeport that I can't remember. I don't know. But all the words
Arepo?
on the Sator on the Arepo is the artist, and then there's the one other one that's the company that does the Freeport.
Rotus.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. So all of those things are just related to this old like discoveries through human history. Tenet's story structure is supposed to like mimic the concept of like interlinked multiple directions of meaning. The film incorporates all five of the names into the square. Obviously, you got the opera house, like we talked about. And it's just I just find it fascinating that Nolan's like, no, I love like I want to do my big goofy action movie, but also like since it's about time, why don't I connect it to like the works of human history throughout time and art, and then stuff that doesn't really have a beginning as far as like we don't know the beginning yet, so we don't really have an end in that sense. So that'll be my movie. Like if I was an executive hearing that, if he wasn't like the guy that made The Dark Knight, Inception,
Right.
Interstellar, I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Who did they bring
Okay,
this
so what you want
homeless
like
man off the
you
street?
want like $11 million?
Yeah. Like,
Is that
No,
what
I
you're
won.
looking for?
I won $250 million. For
Oh,
this.
okay, interesting.
All right. Anyway, it's nice talking to you, Chris. And and never bring. And then it would kind of be like how the president tells Oppenheimer, "Get that crybaby out of my office because I'm not giving him this check for $250 million." And yet they did anyway because he's their guy. He was their
And
guy.
then he made this. Are we all aligned that is we're not going to be here explaining to you exactly all of the mechanics of this story. I do
can't.
not understand this film on a literal level.
I mean,
even
speak for yourself.
60%.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan's going to now take the reins for the next hour and a half and tell us the exact timeline of Tenet.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's a suicide mission, much like the one almost in this film. Ayo.
Well, it is kind of
but-
one for
yeah,
our pets.
It is kind of also in the beginning of the film too. 'Cause
So,
he takes
all right.
the
So let me.
science.
Okay.
Right.
So can we just do really broad strokes? I might end up sounding like an idiot.
Okay. Well,
So
that's what we pay you for here, Jay.
yep.
to be-
What happens is many years from now,
Yes.
people discover this irradiated material where they discover that they can then send things back in time, basically, is what they can do.
Correct.
They then send things back in time to this Russian nuclear city
Mm-hmm.
occupied by a young satyr
Yeah.
who discovers this irradiated gold,
Mm-hmm.
which is a pretty sick thing to discover.
Pretty sick.
And then sends that back in time so that he makes a ton of money. Is that kind of where we're at? And then he becomes
rich real
bad?
quick. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
What do the people in the far future want?
They want to save their future by harnessing the past. That's my understanding.
I also think they want to stop him because
There are
their
a lot
is
of references
affected
to
by
global warming
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
things like
They're-
that.
and nuclear annihilation and all that different stuff in an arms race and everything. And I mean, and really it is about like, and for me at least, it is that they are preventing Sator becoming the power that he would become. And by him becoming that power, it sets off a chain of events that would
So you think
their demise.
Satyr becoming powerful is an accident?
I think that based off of what the film is saying, no one's right here and no one's wrong, I would assume.
Yeah, we could all be wrong.
We could all be wrong
Or we
about
could all
this.
be right.
Could all be
That's
right.
the brilliance of this movie, is that by discovering this material and sending it back to himself, becoming immensely rich, and continuously trying to make sure that these events continue to happen, it ensures that his plan goes forward and that his version of the future, which is absolute chaos, essentially reigns over the status quo, right? Because the people that are putting Tenet are essentially people shadowed behind governments, which is essentially the protagonists trying to stop him before any of this ever happens as well. And he's
Is Satyr more or less an independent operator?
I would
Did he
say
just
so.
come across
Yeah.
this thing, and now
Yeah.
because he understands that he is on the verge of death, he's going to reverse the
In
entire
a lot of ways, it's like
universe on itself,
a lot of ways, this is like
destroy the world.
This is like if a Putin meets Elon Musk esque type of individual found this treasure and was sent it in a lot of ways, like Biff style, almost Back to the Future esque, and started using it for irreparable harm that had ripples effects for decades to come. And if there's a way to prevent it, it is to use the exact materials and the exact technology, I guess you could say, and to stop him. And that's what the protagonist has done is send Neil backwards in order to send this
And
mission
Neil
forward,
has been sent back to the very beginning
to
of
make
the
sure
movie,
this stops.
which is at the Opera House explosion, which is the exact same day as the big war.
Mhm.
But the protagonist sent Neil back to the very beginning. So now he understands everything that has happened afterwards,
Mhm.
with the understanding of everything that's going to come after.
Mhm.
Whereas future protagonist is somewhere else.
He's going to learn this going forward and use this material to springboard forward, that because that's by the end he realizes he's the one in charge. He set all this up.
And then
He's-
send Neil back.
Yes. Because it also seems that everything with Satyr has a ripple effect, that there's other branches of this fight that they had to eliminate along the way. And in doing
Satyr's
so,
timeline honestly seems pretty straightforward. He's bad.
yeah. But also by him opening up this Pandora's box, kind of using then a lot of ways the Oppenheimer language that is also then used later in the next film.
Shout out to him for just being
Just like I'm going to drop this.
My next movie is going to be about Oppenheimer.
And then also like using American Prometheus, and it's like, oh, then you're going to do Greek mythology. That's your next film. He's kind of late. He's kind of become his own Marvel there, Jay, in a way where
The
he's
NCU.
He's winking at the audience of like, this is the next thing I'm doing, folks, inside of these things. But yeah, I think that's kind of how I see it. And then of course, throughout the course of these events, is just a regular stop a madman from destroying the world kind of But then also you get the trickiness of them going back, essentially, going introverted to save Kat. That means them going back to the painting part and all that, which is, God, that stuff's so cool. The fighting backwards,
It's
the trickery.
The fighting backwards
Yes.
stuff is so cool. I
It's
just love
so
watching
cool.
them walk back, like backwards, forwards. They look
I
so
love
stupid.
seeing like the same thing being choreographed.
The puddle coming
and,
up
yeah.
before he steps in it.
That's
It's-
also my favorite GIFs to use for daylight savings when it happens. That's how it feels.
Honestly, it's kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I mean, like, and then it leads up to the totality of the temporal pincer movement, which is, the prevention of all this from happening, and that honestly is the most probably confusing part to me still.
The big battle sequence.
No, the fact that like Neil's like somewhere back there, I switch sides, and I'm like, you can just do that, like that's okay.
In the middle of the battle.
Yeah, in the middle of the battle, he just like switches from
He
being
went through a turnstile, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's just so great. It was just like, yeah.
But when you go through a turnstile, does that mean that there are now?
Is there a ripple effect of the fact that you went through that?
How many
way?
Neils are there?
How many Neils are there at that point?
Like
you know?
5?
Unless that is his trajectory already, because it's happened down the line. That means that he has to go through that.
When does
Has
one
he
loop
been
end
introverted?
and another begin and then end again?
Yeah, and so at a certain point, is Neil just the
Well,
sort of
because he's
cog
also
in the
the
machine
only,
that's
he's the only character going backwards. We don't realize it when we're 1st watching it, right? Which is why, again, like the emotion hits so hard
when he's like,
"Oh man, like
You like Diet Coke, bro? You
Yeah.
don't like soda? Shut up.
yeah.
yeah. when you realize that they're boys, that they've been through this for so long, but they're never going to be on the same timeline. But the time they spent together is still that important.
No,
because the
that
connections we make are
that
so important
yeah.
as human beings.
Well, like this moment is like the middle.
Mhm.
So like he knows everything, and he's got to go backwards to when. I guess he's going to introduce him to all this. Like, is like Neil in a perpetual circle of always having to go backwards
this
and forwards?
is the question of, any time travel movie. I believe at some point in this movie they say if it happened, it happened. So in theory, all of that stuff has happened, but the entire time feels like the protagonist is experiencing this stuff for the first time. So it is. Time travel movies are just a cluster.
But I think that's why
who the
Nolan's
hell knows?
logic operates on a more like emotional fantasy level. Like he'll lay out these logistics for audiences, but it's like, I think the line is whatever's happened happens, like you brought up, and then like the power of like belief or something like that. It's like it's not an excuse to do nothing, right? It's
Yeah.
like it happens because you believe it happens and you commit to doing it, and then you do it. Right? It's not literally the like.
Well, he's
like,
literally
organic.
The
He's
sensation
literally-
I get watching this movie is that everyone who is time traveling is interrupting the reality of the person from the past in a way that they are experiencing for the first time.
Yeah.
That is the phenomenon I experience.
Yeah, because it
watching
feels
this
like
movie. And then they
Judgment.
can then go back and re-experience and manipulate stuff, but it feels like it is everything that we are seeing in the film when we are in the subjective POV of any given character in the film, which is mostly the protagonist, is like, this is the first time I'm seeing this, but other people have already manipulated reality to force me to experience this thing for the first time.
Yeah. And also Neil going when they meet there at the end, he's like, I'm the only one that can open up that door. He knows that he's going like this Neil, this version of him. This is the end of the line. This essentially this is going to be the end of him at this point. It's a suicide sacrifice mission, and that later on down the road, the protagonist is going to find him, and they're going to send him back and introvert him, and stop all this from occurring, and stop Sator, and essentially propel this plan forward that they've come up with. So
and my understanding of this grand mission, if I am to understand the Stalsk 12 raid,
Mhm.
what they are trying to do is convince the bad people that the algorithm has been imploded into the center of the earth.
Mhm.
When in reality, what has happened is they have retrieved the algorithm split it into pieces, and dispersed it elsewhere across the globe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it comes down to at the end, three
I love when Aaron Taylor Johnson is like, I'm going to shoot you in the head, actually.
If I see you, I'm going to shoot you. And it's
we've got to all take these, put them somewhere else, and then kill ourselves. When that happens, who knows?
Who knows? Live a life. You know what I mean? And so, that is great stuff there too, where it's like the fate of the world now is upon these three men who are genuinely good men, but understand the power that they hold in their hands. And that also is a very much the idea of like, if you bring together these parts, it has the ability to destroy the world, which is very much, in essence, the good faith of bringing together something tragic. I mean, it's and to me, that moment is like, okay, that's him once again winking about nuclear annihilation and war, and the idea of like good men can be corrupted by the power of these weapons that are inside their hands. And so when Aaron Taylor Johnson says, whenever that is, we all three need to kill ourselves because we're the only ones that know the secret. Because if
Neil knows that he's about to die.
He knows he's going to be okay. But
Neil knows he's about to die.
Yeah, but the protagonist also has,
and
also
protagonist is like, I still got to
find this whole shit. Yeah, and then Aaron Taylor Johnson's just going to be on inverted mission after inverted mission at this point. But they are the only three in the world that know how to put this, where it's all going to meet up. This is the last time it's going to be put together. And so they have to prevent from this device being put together and detonated. And I think that it's cautionary by the end. It rules, but there is also that stuff
also,
that
people get shot by backwards bullets. That's pretty sick.
God, that's so cool. Just like people walking backwards in and out of those out of the planes and stuff. Like the choreography of this whole thing is on the scale, and the way that the things are exploding backwards and forwards. It's like, God, man.
In the giant battle scene where they're like, all right, now is the perfect time to cause a distraction. It's when the building gets rebuilt upon itself. We are then going to shoot it back down.
It's so good.
Just awesome. Like, who thinks of that? Like, it's so ridiculous and so simple, but it's like, it's almost too simple for us to just come up with like casually.
Oh, it's baby brain stuff.
Yeah,
but it's perfect. Yeah,
it's so baby brained. It's genius.
Can I tell you a scene that I love? Is like the intense sailing scenes.
Oh hell yeah!
With him when
high speed
sailing with him and Sater, and she just like punts him off of the fucking boat. And it's so good.
I do like that in that moment, as much of an affinity as Protagonist gains over time for Kat, he is in so much job on where he's like, originally I thought I could get on your side through this Arepo thing, but now that I know that this is a tool that is being held against you, I'm going to use it to get on his side at your expense. And then it's only later on when he's like, man, what if I could be like a good person sometimes and impact a person's life individually positively? And that would give me more satisfaction than saving humanity, because I can see the material results of those actions at the end of this movie as I murder an Indian arms dealer.
Yeah. But then there's also like this like great, I love Branagh on the boat, because he's playing both sides, because he knows where this destination is going. And so like the phone call, but then also playing up Elizabeth Debicki and the argument that they have, even though it's like the way his whole reality is introverted at this point between what is going to happen and what isn't going to happen. And he is, he's inevitability, causality right there. He's the chaos inside of all this theory. And, yet these
He's
guys
at
are
once the most stable force and the most combustible force because
yeah,
he has the fate of the world in literally on his left wrist.
yeah, and it's so good. And I mean, can we talk about John David Washington?
Fuck yeah, we can.
Like,
He's one of the coolest guys ever in this movie.
he's so
And I'm
good
not
in
sure
this
he's ever really been that good in another movie.
and I'm sure he's never going to get back to this level because
Never say never, but this is a high mark.
Did you watch The Piano Lesson,
I did not.
Jay? Watch The Piano
The
Lesson.
piano lesson. Did I watch the piano lesson? I'm not sure I ever got around to it.
Am I
Gotta
missing
tell
out?
you, he really does carry on his father's mantle of getting in an August Wilson adaptation and just overacting the shit out of that
Okay, so not
performance in
good.
there.
I
And-
don't particularly care for him in Black Klansman, a movie that I think is pretty good that I think he's not very good in.
I think he's fine. I don't think he's terrible in that movie. And the problem is like he's
What's
just
the
sounds like
what
his
was
dad.
the sci-fi movie? The Creator?
The creator.
Creator.
That one's tough.
Is it tough because of him or is it be tough because of
That one's tough all around.
I
Gareth
think that
Edwards?
filmmaker is just not a great actor as director.
is that
Agreed.
Gareth Edwards?
Tough. Yeah.
Gorgeous
Looks incredible.
movie. Gorgeous movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Aesthetically looks good, but script
nothing else going for it.
No. There's
I
nothing
just
else
needs
for
a
it.
little writer to help him out, you know.
Well,
Oh, every now and then you need a little pen over your shoulder
yeah.
telling you what to make the character say and things like that.
Yeah, but then also you just Christopher Nolan, you figured it out on your own. You know, some people need that help.
Well, Christopher Nolan got better when he kicked his brother to the curb.
I know when
Get
he's
outta
just
here,
doing
Jonathan.
when he's just doing solo shit.
Too
He's
many
like,
cooks in the kitchen, Jonathan.
But
Do you
look,
think?
I want to
Do you
bring
think,
up.
Jay, that's? And I'm sorry, Diego, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, go ahead. 'cause
But I was just going to
wanna-
ask. I was going to ask you. Do you think, guys, that's that American sensibility as opposed to a more British sensibility?
What? Wanting other people to help you with things?
No, but like Jonathan's writing is a lot more. I'm going. You know, you have a much more problem when it's Jonathan Nolan stuff behind it, rather than it's solo Christopher Nolan stuff. That being said, Inception is also a mostly Christopher Nolan.
Dark Knight
vehicle.
is too. I mean,
But
they
then the
did good stuff
Prestige
together.
You know,
They did good stuff together for sure. But Jonathan Nolan also did Westworld, which to me is proof positive that he's the hack and Chris is the genius.
okay, that's fair.
I think Jonathan Nolan's just a big plot guy, and Nolan for all the.
That's
The
exactly
talk
what
we
it
were talking
is. He
about.
lost the complete over reliance on puzzle when Jonathan got kicked to the curb, which is what Tenet has going for it. Is it's not just like trying to convince you how clever it is.
There's no like twist.
It's trying to make you
Oh,
just
yeah.
feel
Like the twist
there
is like
were revelations in it. but
Yeah.
there's no
experience.
twists.
Yeah.
not like, oh my god, I didn't see that. It's like yeah,
Not like Memento or Prestige.
no, but like when
No.
he's like, you know, this is all you, man. You figured it out. Like I don't have to. we
Yeah,
get up
and
some stuff. And then just
Jonathan's
walk off.
got a real hankering for the like you said, Jay, the puzzle aspect, like puzzle box aspects. Like that's the first season of Westworld, and then you get to the next
It's
season.
so
and you're
television
like, okay.
mind.
And and Fallout has a little bit of that too. I like that show. I enjoy watching that show, but there's a little too much of that for me in there. And Nolan, like looking back at his whole filmography, even when he was working with his brother on a regular basis, he's so much more interested in like what does it mean for the people involved in this? What does it mean? Like the Dark Knight's big climax is like, hey, the civilians of Gotham aren't going to turn on each other. They're not going to blow each other up. They're both gonna hang tight. And it's like, I don't know. For me, because I haven't heard you guys talk about that yet. For me, that's like fucking awesome. You know, like what
Jay
big
doesn't
budget
like that
movie?
scene.
I just think
it.
dramatically and I don't mind what it's saying thematically. I just don't think from a sort of propulsion perspective, from a filmmaking perspective, I think it is lackluster. Despite I don't mind what it's doing. I'm not a fan of how it does it.
Okay, fair. All right, but like
Doesn't
the idea
it
that
doesn't
that's what Nolan's interested in, I think,
Right.
keeps him very refreshing every time out. You know, like we've talked a little bit about with this movie Tenet, where it's like it comes down to him like just trying to save this broken family. You know, the big spectacle explosion, backwards car chases happen and they're awesome and they rule.
And it's just this girl picking up her kid from school.
Yeah, who
So
is
good.
Robert Pattinson, right? That is the theory. That's the pervasive
I
theory
have
of the
seen
character.
that Neil is the kid. I
Yeah,
have seen that theory.
yeah.
I
I
don't
haven't
quite
thought about
understand
whether
how
or not.
aging works in this world.
I don't know.
You
I mean,
know,
here's the thing. That idea entered my brain, and it made me emotional at the end. I don't even know if it works fundamentally with the movie, but the thought that he's like saving the guy who's going to be his best buddy, who he's only going to know for a little bit, and then he's going to go on. They're going to go on their different paths in life.
It's
It's a
pretty
very
rad.
touching
It's
sentiment
pretty
to me.
rad. I will say this, if he is the child and he's saving it, all that stuff, right? Like if
he's
Neil
sort
is
of the
the child.
Grogu of the Tenet universe.
Yeah. Smart aleck. It's like if that's the case.
Isn't that what they called him? The child? Grogu?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
God, that's
Yeah.
right.
I know,
Oh,
but
it's Baby Yoda. It's Baby Yoda.
It's
Everyone
Baby
needs to
Yoda.
get
He
over
should
that.
still just be called Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I call him Baby Yoda. People get mad at me.
Well, they can get over it. Like
They can.
nobody.
They should.
Um.
All the Mandalorian stands out there.
All right.
They're
Yeah,
still
all-
all the
All right,
shooters.
All right. Just behave. Is I think that I wouldn't say it cheapens the film, but this is what also I would say is that why it goes back to my theory about this being Inception for adults is that he doesn't overtly or even try to wink at the idea of something like that. That is an internet creation
That's
more than anything
completely
else.
extra textual.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And to your point, Jay, if Jonathan Nolan was working with him or he was up to his old shtick, he would have tried to somewhere in that narrative plot made a wink wink or a nudge nudge to something like that.
It would have been instead of we get up to some stuff, we said, "My mom says hi."
Thanks to tell my mom. And it's that thing I told you it's like I told you at the end of the Dunkirk episode when they talked to Mark Rylance, one of the officers talks to him about, like, I think it's Jack Loudon, and his son says, like, my brother was a fighter pilot, da, 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 da. And in the theater when I first saw Dunkirk, I thought to myself, son of a bitch, like Tom Hardy's gonna connect to Mark Rylance, and that's how he's gonna do the shit. And then he says, like, quickly right after it, but my brother died. And you're like, oh, thank God, because I don't need everything to connect in this fucking world anymore. I just need it can be separate entities.
I
but
mean,
they all
this is a
connect
movie
through
where a
emotion.
lot of stuff has to connect for it to,
That is true. But like if he would have put something wink wink of like, you don't worry, Mom, I'm gonna be alive. But I couldn't tell her because, that would break
where like
everything
Joseph
up.
Gordon-Levitt walks in and he's like,
I'm Robin.
"I've been Batman the whole time.
No, but
I'm the new Batman. I'm
you know what I'm
future
trying.
Batman."
You know what I'm trying to say. It's like that's also the maturity I think of this era, Jay, is that it is beyond a little bit of that wink wink nudge nudge.
I just think he's a much more confident storyteller, and he doesn't feel the need
He's just
to
a more
rely
mature
on those
storyteller. Those
crutches.
are cheap parlor tricks.
Whereas
You
even
know?
this internet creation of an idea that, again, I don't know how sound it is, right? I could easily be convinced, like, no, it's not possible that that's her son. Like the fact that these discussions aren't about like, well, it has to connect to make the movie better. It's about the emotions of that connection, possibly. That to me,
Good
like,
point,
really
Diego.
just shows how far he's come as a filmmaker and a writer now.
I love
like
that.
the mere idea of these emotions is enough to get people jazzed.
And just the experience of watching this movie is there's nothing I love more than putting a Christopher Nolan movie on my big TV and my surround sound and just turning it up to levels that would get a noise complaint if anybody chose to call for one. And it is just, I have no desire to look at my phone. And honestly, the only filmmaker that I really feel similarly about is probably Michael Mann.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are others, but a Michael Mann movie, my favorite Michael Mann movies, especially the kind of later Mann movies, give me that sensation where I'm like, let me just blast some Linkin Park and watch Colin Farrell drive a go fast boat and just let that wash over me for 2 hours. That sounds amazing.
I mean, to be fair,
And the rest of for that 2 hours, the rest of the world simply does not exist.
to go down the manhole, you got to.
And that's how I feel when I watch Tenet.
Yeah, you got to get loud at going down the manhole. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, hey, Heat 2, That's gonna the book. I don't know if you guys read the book. There's
I have
some
read the book.
there's some Nolanisms in the structure, in my opinion.
It's an interesting. I'm interested to see how they pull it off.
Well,
Yeah,
Jay
that's gonna
once
be the most expensive movie ever
well
made.
Jay once again has to eat crow because he said it would never happen, and now
I did
seems like
say
it's
it will never get
happening.
made. It still hasn't been made. Want to make that clear?
It's going to happen. Seems like
I did think
seems
it
like
would
it's all
never
gone.
it's because I had read the book and I'm like, what the hell are you supposed to do with this thing?
There's multiple times in the course of my 8 years of knowing my wonderful friend Jay Ledbetter where he said it's never going to happen, then it happens.
Tell you what, I nailed Mandalorian and Grogu. What
You did nail that one, but then I nailed Doom Part 2 because Jay said, "Nah, that's never going to happen," and then it did.
No, that is not, Ryan. That is not true.
Yeah.
That is explicitly untrue.
Yeah.
Like categorically.
Because he said
untrue.
the first one would tank, and then we'd never get the second part.
No, that is not true.
Wait, what did you say then?
I said there's a chance we don't get the second one, but I'm sure they're going to give it the benefit of the doubt because came out during COVID.
I don't know. I remember.
That's exactly what
I
said.
remember.
I actually went back and listened to this kind of recently because you made this accusation, and I went back and listened.
You found like the updated version of that helps your claim, but I remember
it was on the review of the film Dune.
Yeah, but before that, because then the movie Dune.
Oh, I mean, maybe before that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm talking about like before that, buddy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares?
The only way to be for sure is if we're
going backwards right fucking now to do it.
Yep.
All right.
Here we go.
We're doing a temporal podcast movement.
Yeah. Just to find out. Wait a minute, Jay, you did say that. No, we all get things wrong.
And it would all be worth it at that point.
Yeah. Man, Star Wars really is dead. Holy shit.
Sean
you know
Levy's
what? I'm
bringing it back,
gonna
man.
plant my flag down. I just want to say the snake on that has to eat its own tail for a little bit. It's going to be gone for a while.
Diego, I got to tell you, I 1000% agree with you. I was on a show. Somebody asked because like,
are you saying it's going to come back?
I am saying it's going to come
back.
It'll
come back.
Yeah.
But this is what happens when you fucking get mad at Rian Johnson for making a great movie.
Yep.
And you listen to fucking people in their mother's basements. Then you get Rise of Skywalker and you get a television movie in the middle of summer. That's just what you get. This is what you wanted, right? Did you want this stuff, morons?
But that franchise is just going to have the juice forever. Like, because I know some other.
I think that Starfighter movie is going to make money. I do.
I think it will too, even if it's not good.
No.
Or even if people don't like it that much.
Because it'll be like, ooh, people in X-wings and Ryan Gosling. Ooh,
I remember director. Like a lot of like people who are like Star Wars. I'm done with Star Wars. I didn't even bother with Andor. Like I know some people like that, right? And then they get invited to those press junkets where they're like, come check out the Mandalorian and Grogu like animatronics at the Santa Monica place we're shooting. And it's like they describing it to me, they're like little kids again. Because it's just like it's special. Other franchises will go away forever. Marvel's gonna end at some point, you know?
Yeah.
That's not even like a criticism about their movies. It's just gonna happen. Like superheroes, I think, are on finite time. I think Star Wars is like spiritually eternal. It is movies. It's a franchise made for movies only. There is no source material. It is the source material.
Give it to somebody who,
and then they turned it into 8 TV shows.
Yeah,
well,
diluted the whole,
No, but like if they,
I just hate it because Pedro Pascal seems so invested in that character.
He is very good.
I mean, he's like barely shooting that
like
show
he puts so much work into it, and clearly
you're so full of shit. You know, man.
Just like he spent so much time in that suit, and
God damn it,
you know,
stop it. No, I agree, Diego. I agree with you. I think that like honestly, they should just be like, listen, we know that episode 9 was bad. They had a chance, it seems like, with the Soderbergh thing to like reboot itself. Just go make
that is a crime that they did not let him.
Yeah, I was like doing okay.
Either do that or
brought that up again. Like
either do that or just fucking make episode 10 and just forget it and move forward. Like just because guess what? If you slap Star Wars episode 10 on something, people will go see it.
I mean, Mandalorian and Grogu was the first Star Wars movie since episode 9, right?
Yeah, and I don't even think it caught up to Solo.
That is like malpractice. What are you doing? You make your first movie since the end of the sequel trilogy an extended.
But Jay, I know you were joking earlier, but legitimately a question: who is a better director right now, Sean Levy or Jon Favreau? Right now.
Can I answer
What was Sean Levy's last movie?
Deadpool Wolverine.
I mean,
it is Sean Levy.
I like Deadpool and
Whoa,
Wolverine.
what on earth have I stumbled into?
It's Sean Levy.
Clearly Jon Favreau.
No, the man's lost the juice.
Jon Favreau's last 3 movies are what?
Mandalorian
and Grogu,
The Lion King live action film,
Lion King,
and The Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
I am shocked. Listen, I never saw Lion King.
Good.
I never saw Lion King.
Lion King is maybe worse than any movie Sean Levy has ever made.
Lion King is an abomination. Like that is I would listen. I'm not the Sean Levy stan or like speak up for.
I'm not saying Sean Levy is currently at the heights of Jon Favreau's best.
No, Jon Favreau's got better films in his filmography. But if you're asking me right now, who can competently make a better film,
the man has gone one grilled cheese too far.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
Yeah, we haven't gone that. We haven't been to chef in a while.
I mean, Sean Levy. I mean that honestly hurt to. Those words hurt coming out of my mouth.
This does not feel good.
No, The Mandalorian and Grogu is not my ideal.
But Sean Levy made Free Guy.
But
that's a terrible movie.
Favreau can still make like a functional film narrative.
Did Free Guy make money?
Yeah, it made
Free
a
Guy
lot.
Made a lot of money, right?
It made enough to greenlight a sequel immediately.
$332 million.
But 2021, right? Early 2021.
That was early 2021 or mid 2021. It was so we were still coming back.
We were still coming back. Still made change.
That's like $600 million in 2026 dollars.
Probably so for inflation.
Deadpool and Wolverine made what?
Like $1 billion.
Oh, dude, so
1.3 billion.
That's upsetting.
That's
I missed that one though. So maybe I'll watch Deadpool and Wolverine and be like, you know what, Jay, Ryan, you guys were right.
It's at least
you guys were right.
I had a decent enough time for
that movie. You did the review, Jay, on the website.
I gave Deadpool and Wolverine a C+, and the review title was "Movies Now Less Than Ever." So
funny.
You know,
I do think that is
what a mixed reaction I had to that.
The
film.
interesting thing about that movie is its deconstruction and its bon voyage to the 20th century X-Men properties that they have, and now it seems like with Avengers Doomsday they're going to bid them fully farewell because there's like a rumor they're going to kill them all, I guess, or whatever.
Well, in all fairness, they have gotten like 5 farewells by this point.
Yeah, I mean, like they really have. Like,
man, the question of what is Sean Levy's best movie is a real dilemma.
Oh,
what's his run?
Big Fat Liar.
I'm not even joking. That's a good.
What's
movie.
his run? Read him off,
right,
Jay.
let's pull it up. All right, here we go.
It's the last tangent we've got to do on this damn series.
Sorry.
All right, so he did a film called Just in Time, which I'm not familiar with. Big Fat Liar, Just Married with Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy. Cheaper by the Dozen. Pink Panther with Steve Martin.
Ooh.
So he was really in the Steve Martin camp there for a while. Not at the museum Battle of the Smithsonian. Date Night, which is horrible. Real Steel, which some people will stick up for. Yeah. The Internship, bad movie. This Is Where I Leave You, which was his attempt to get a little serious.
That movie's a mess.
Not at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb.
Hey.
Free Guy.
And then
travesty. The Adam Project, disaster.
Sure.
Didn't finish
Deadpool and Wolverine. And now Star Wars, Starfighter.
Probably not at the
Do you
museum.
remember when Ryan Gosling was like the most exciting actor in Hollywood?
What are you talking about? You really liked Project Hail Mary.
I did, but he just... Remember when he worked with Nick Refn and
you're talking about that era when he made good choices.
Blue Valentine and Drive
is an incredible actor.
Okay, he worked with
man.
All right, Jay.
I liked the new movie.
You're acting like he's working with a bunch of schlubs in Lord and Miller who have made some of the most popular.
Well, now he's doing a Star Wars movie with Sean Levy.
Well, yeah, you got to pay the bills.
Would do.
I mean, he worked with Greta Gerwig, and you're going to count that against him?
Yeah, but then he did like The Gray Man.
No, but here, let's.
He has continued to try and do good stuff. Like First Man is a really interesting choice. Blade Runner 2049, obviously interesting choice.
Yeah,
Song to Song, hello.
Yeah,
he's got as many hits as he's got misses. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I respect
He
him.
did work with David Leitch. So there's that.
I kind of like Fall Guy. I'm not
I mean,
gonna
I
lie.
didn't. I mean, I liked it when I
God, I
first.
wish I liked that movie. That movie to me was like an
I liked it
absolute
when I watched.
deflated balloon.
I watched it at South by, and it was a couple of days of just bad movies, and I liked it. And I'll never forget because I had a great moment with Ryan Gosling. I'm enjoying and vibing with the film, and I look across the aisle, and I did a double take, and Gosling's looking right at me, right, and he gives me like are you like kind of like, are you reviewing this, and he gives me the up down, like, is it good? And I'm like, I give him like a thumb up. I'm like, it's good. And then I watched it at home like 3-4 months later. I was like, ooh, this is rough. This is not as fun as I remember it being. And so
I owe First Man a rewatch.
First
I feel
Man's
like that might.
don't want to.
I was a little dismissive when I
You
saw
don't want to
it
hear a
first.
hot take?
Yeah, do it.
First Man is Damien Chazelle's best movie.
Oh yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Thank you very much.
I certainly don't agree with that at this moment.
I know you don't, but
Just look at it, like his career the last 10 years. Nice Guys, La La Land, Song of
Oh,
Songs,
Nice
Blade
Guys.
Runner 2049. Those four alone are so
That's-
seminal to like what
that's
internet
a
film
heater.
culture is
Yeah.
right now.
Mhm.
Like that's his get out of jail free card era for a generation.
Because then after that, what is it? It's like
Then it's First Man.
Then it's
which,
First
again,
Man, which
positive.
like huge respect.
huge respect.
And
Then
it
he takes a
time
big, long 4-year break.
That's
Comes back
fine.
with Gray Man, which Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. But I
Barbie,
mean,
which-
honestly,
Barbie, a coup.
but
I mean,
honestly, Gray
like,
Man, you can understand why he did it.
Yeah. No,
Because
everything
like
makes
it's the
sense on
guys that
paper.
did the Avengers movies. Like you
I
can,
mean, I like money as well. Yeah.
yeah, and I like
Of
money.
course.
Like I get a
Oh
check.
yeah. No, the check for that movie pays for
Like, you gotta
his
remember.
grandkids' college.
Listen, you got to
Yeah.
remember, he is the only one working in that house really right now.
That is true. He does have a lazy wife.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
not. I
God.
did not say that. I
Whoa.
said I did not say that at all. I said that
Guys.
she.
Or they're not married. I don't think they're married, are they?
I think they're partnered, but
They've been together for a long
a
time.
long time. But also, she's like semi-retired, and that's totally fine if she wants to be. I'm just saying, you're going to take a check every now and then. He's got kids. You know what I mean? Like
He does have kids.
you're going to take some risk. I am glad he said no.
Man,
to
they've been
the,
together since 2011.
to the Daniels
Impressive.
project. I'm so happy he said
They've been
no to
together
that.
since the Other Guys era.
Oh man,
Well,
You
that's
know?
great. Well, then they did that CM France film together, The Place Beyond the Pines.
Yep.
That's where they met.
Yeah.
All right, but
Yes,
the real
that makes
question,
sense.
Yeah.
when is Ryan Gosling going to team up with Nolan? Because I do think that could actually work. This decade or next? I think it's going to happen.
That would be baller. Again, I think if you couldn't get our Pats to do something, you could put him in. Because
Put them in the same movie. Make them brothers.
Make him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that
know
would
what?
be good.
Have them be surrogates for Chris and Jonathan because Jonathan doesn't have the British accent.
There you
Chris
go.
does.
There you
There,
go.
boom. Surrogates.
I mean, Chris always has to have a slightly more handsome than him surrogate in all of his movies.
yeah, and
Gosling
this
would
one
do
is our
really
Pats.
well.
Who will it be in Odyssey? Who knows?
I mean, who knows that Gosling isn't in Odyssey? We don't know half that cast at this point.
Well, the thing is, we know all of the cast. We just don't know who half of them are playing and whether they'll be in the movie for
No,
more
but
than
we don't know. We
13
also
seconds.
there's also like people beyond that we don't even know about. I think there's like a lot of the gods and what he's doing with that. Like there's a
Oh, wait,
lot of
I'm
really?
just
stuff.
excited. I am excited.
There's a lot of
for the
shit we don't know about.
I am
That's
excited
okay.
for the Michael Caine AI Odyssey
Oh,
audiobook.
no.
That'll be
No.
good.
Don't go
no.
into the night. Odysseus, don't go into the night.
Odysseus then runs into
The last time we
desire.
spoke before this
Get
was like
into
a
the
year
horse.
ago, right?
What was it?
Might have been a little longer than that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the last time we spoke
yeah.
was like a little over a year
Tony
ago.
Scott, year and
Okay.
change ago,
T-Sizzle?
probably.
Yeah, because I
He got-
remember like we mentioned like, oh, Superman's coming out, and I was like, I think that could be good, and I really like that movie.
I like
I'm-
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just remember because I did an episode on that, and this is important for the Odyssey stuff.
Okay,
And I was
okay.
defending Superman for my co-host who did not like Superman. And in the middle of that recording, news broke that Elliot Page was going to be in the Odyssey, and I swear to God, we have never sounded so happy. Because like Elliot Page hasn't been in like a big production in such a long time, right? And then it's like, yeah, he's coming back with the Odyssey. It's like,
And
oh
of
my
course,
God! And then now there's
and of
like
course,
rumors
Nolan would be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Like that's such
Nolan does seem like an absolute chiller, man. Like he seems like such a cool guy.
You know how like I had somebody bring up to me recently at a family event the idea of like, because we were watching basketball and the trailer for the Odyssey came up and they said, is that Lupita Nyong'o really playing Helena Troy? And I said, yeah, so all of it's fiction. What does it matter? I just don't think she's like the most beautiful person on the planet. I said, I've seen her in person, and I'm going to tell you this point blank. He's not really a Spurs fan. And I got to tell you, she's gorgeous. She is gorgeous. And if you don't think that, you've never been in a room with her. So,
I mean, also like
my wife had to be like, calm down.
Who cares?
But also, who gives a shit? Like, you're going to still see the movie anyway. Like, she's going to be in that movie for 5 minutes.
Would you be happier if it was Sydney Sweeney? Is that what you wanted?
And you know what? Those people, they would say yes, but they wouldn't be.
Yeah. No, because she'd also is going to be in the movie for 5 minutes and not probably have any dialogue. What are we talking about here?
You're also right. Like the Odyssey is like not. It didn't. The Odyssey didn't.
They're not making the Iliad.
Like, it's not.
And of course, Christopher Nolan has laid it out. Travis Scott is the Homer of his generation.
Oh my god!
So
that comment about rap and Homer, I was like, okay, I know you are like smoking your own product here.
We need to talk about the Travis Scott song in this movie.
Hell yeah!
So
why didn't it win every award?
Like Comic-Con 3 years ago, I was one of the last nights there. You know, everyone at Comic-Con, you knock back a couple drinks, right? You go out in the evening when people are done reporting and doing their journalistic
you do some things
stuff.
with a slutty R2D2 you never wanted to before.
Yeah. Well, there was like a Barbie sponsored like speakeasy by our Airbnb. Yeah. It was not very cool.
It was a Casa Mojo whatever house.
No, they just said it was like Barbie themed or Barbie promoted, but there was like no Barbie related stuff in there, so it was kind of a waste. But in the middle of there, me having a couple drinks deep, we were talking about Tenet all day, and I was like, "Fuck it, someone put on the plan." And I spent the rest of that weekend being like, "Man, we got to just play that wherever we go." So we get back to the Airbnb. I'm like, "Hold up, let me connect to the Bluetooth." Boom, 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 boom. Car ride home. All right, let me just.
That is the backing track on the fire truck heist sequence, right?
Yeah.
And then they just turn it into a rap song. It's pretty sick.
So sick. Why didn't they perform that at the Oscars? That would have been awesome.
I mean, that is a song I will never listen to on my own accord.
Well,
but
shame on you.
It's pretty cool that they did it, I guess. You know,
when not be a Tenet ally there. What's wrong with you?
I listen to the score all the time. I think it's some of the best writing music that exists.
Yeah, that will lock you the hell in.
Yeah.
What an upgrade from Hans Zimmer to Ludwig Göransson, and just know that that's going to work out. And
Hans Zimmer is good.
But also it's like he's okay. Here's the thing about Göransson's score here. It
feels like a new thing, is what I like.
It feels so new, even though it also feels familiar. Like it feels like a lot of people say, "Oh, it's him riffing on Hans and everything." It's like no, but it feels like it's got more juice. Like Hans gets a little lazy. He does. He gets a little lazy, even though like when he works with Nolan, he has to be on his A game because Chris doesn't mess around with. It's a
much more youthful.
But like Hans Zimmer became like a joke after Inception. Of like that's so much so that like people kind of forgot about Interstellar, about like, oh, he's just brum brum, and then like there's that stuff in here, but this score is so propulsive and so different than anything that Hans Zimmer does, even though it feels like a cousin to it in a way. So that's why it's like I like it more. I think it fits.
I mean, Hans Zimmer's
his wheelhouse.
Dunkirk score is unbelievable.
No. I'm not saying that
any hate.
I'm not saying that Hans Zimmer is bad at his job.
Hans Zimmer did The Lion King. Ever heard of it?
What I'm saying is that the man turned into a bit of a joke on himself, and people forgot about that quality.
Well, that was he was hoisted kind of by his own petard there, because in addition to having a similar thing in every movie that he composed, he'll put his name on something and it was done by, Bob Sanders down the street, his underling,
So it's crazy when like
he gets paid for putting his name on the movie.
Yeah, I mean, like people forget about like some of the great scores that he did with, like, It's Complicated with Nancy Meyers, where some of that it's really good.
It is, yeah.
It's really good stuff, and you just kind of like.
I was hoping you weren't joking. Okay, yeah.
I'm not joking. I would never joke about Nancy Meyers movies. She's the queen in my house. But like people forget about all that stuff because the Sherlock Holmes movies comes out at the same time as Inception, and so everything's brr, 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 you know what I mean? And it's just very loud. So that's why I think that
Ludwig stuff is so much more. It is hip hop inspired. It's a lot more kind of contemporary.
Oh yeah,
EDM
I mean, like it's the
inspired.
continuation of a lot of the stuff he's doing with Coogler, and Coogler is a mentee of Nolan in a lot of ways. He has said point blank that like Christopher Nolan, literally, he and Emma and Chris, they spent a lot of time together talking about films, and Coogler spent a lot of time learning about the IMAX camera from Hoyte and from Nolan about, for Sinners, and used a lot of this film and Oppenheimer to. I'll never forget. Like I went to we'll talk about this next week more. I went to a live recording of Oppenheimer, of the score, like live performance, with Nolan and Ludwig and Cillian Murphy presenting it. In the audience that night was Ryan Coogler, just like, and hanging out in the hall, and the point of that movie when they say take in the sheets and it goes to the third act, Coogler, we go out in the hall and there's like all these celebrities, and Coogler's just like talking about everybody about the movie because he's still so invested in it, and he was the first one to go back inside. Like he was ready to go back in for that last hour. So he is the guy that's going to carry on the mantle, man. That's why it's like, put away the Black Panther movies and just do original shit.
Hans Zimmer is credited as a composer on 22 movies so far this decade.
Jesus Christ.
So
that's too much.
That is
How many has Johnny Greenwood done this decade?
One?
There you go. Okay, that's all I needed to
Two?
hear. It's my goat.
Okay, I have a question for you guys then. So you guys stand by the Dunkirk score, which I love as well.
That's good.
Do you prefer it to Interstellar?
No, Interstellar's just.
It depends on the context you're talking about, because I think in the context of the movie itself, the Dunkirk score is a greater asset to the movie that it's in. If I'm just listening to music at home, I would listen to the Interstellar score first.
The Interstellar score is one of the best scores I've ever heard in my life. So
it's my favorite Zimmer score.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that, but it's definitely my favorite of the Nolan collaborations. I think that
for sure. Yeah.
That's
you guys ever just can't wait to be king.
I am in the
be prepared.
The last few years of my.
He didn't write all of those.
Interstellar.
He composed the music for him.
Okay, fair. He didn't write that. He didn't write the lyrics. So. Jay,
but Ludwig Göransson.
Remember when those wildebeests are coming down the hill?
Okay, all right. I get your point. You were a child once.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good.
And you know when Jon Favreau did it?
Ever heard of Thin Red Line, which was replaced like 3/4 with other music, but his music is still really good in it.
All right. Anyway, Diego, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Ludwig Göransson. He's going to be a guy we look back at and realize he's been quietly defining an entire generation of sound. He started with Donald Glover, obviously, but he's also doing scores for Community, New Girl,
yeah,
which is my favorite modern sitcom. So like he's been the guy for a minute here, and now he's just like he's being able to grandstand a little bit, and rightfully so. He's seems delightful to work with, and he's
attached himself to Christopher Nolan and Ryan Coogler. I think he's going to do pretty well for himself the next couple of decades.
Good lane to be in.
I think he's going to do pretty good. Jay?
Turning Red. Was that a good score? I do not recall the score for Turning Red.
Great movie. I can't really remember the score.
I can't remember the score. Jay?
Venom. He did Venom. Do you think he produced the Eminem
There's
track?
no way he did Venom. That's not real.
James Edward
Music by Ludwig
Ledbetter
Göransson.
the third.
Yeah, man.
Before we get out of here, we're going to test your award season knowledge based on the film we just reviewed, Tenet. In a segment, we like to call It's an Honor to Get Nominated. Weird year for the Oscars, obviously, because it's a weird year. Just
this is a tough one. Yeah. So was this the Nomadland year?
This would be the Nomadland year. Man, you're killing it already. I love you. Was Tenet nominated for any Academy Awards, and if so, what was it nominated for?
Well, it was so critically beloved.
It's a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I believe. Did it get special effects?
It was the winner of Best Visual Effects, kind of by default.
Even though it has like no computer effects.
Yeah, it was like Love and Monsters, The Midnight Sky, which we all remember Clooney doing that.
Love and Monsters. What is that?
It is a movie.
Oh, that was, I remember that one.
Is it with Dylan O'Brien?
Yeah, it's like that one. Okay, wow.
Okay. Mulan, the live action Mulan. And then
we all remember Mulan.
The one and only Ivan, a movie that doesn't exist.
Oh, that was the Disney Plus monkey movie?
Yeah.
I watched that. Bryan Cranston.
Yes.
That one got deleted, right?
I think so.
That's a shame.
It's off the platform now.
They got to stop doing that.
Did it get editing?
No.
Did it get anything else? I'm going to say no.
You'd be incorrect.
Did it get score?
Production design.
Production design.
Lost to Mank.
Designed film. I would have given it a lot more
than that. Lost to Mank.
Mank
one production design.
I like Mank. Diego, where are you at on Mank?
It's not my favorite. I think I'm in a weird space with Fincher lately, and I think
not a killer guy either.
No, I like it more than Mank though.
God, what is wrong with people?
Damn, I know. I'm sorry.
Great movie. You're kind of Fincher apologist.
Fincher makes a great movie every couple of years, and now you people just like, you know.
I'm a little worried about Cliff Booth.
I'm not worried about it. You want to know why? It's directed by a man called David Fincher. Man hasn't steered me wrong.
I'm looking more forward to it.
I think I like David Fincher even more than you do, but I am a little worried about Clifford.
I'm not. You do like Fincher a little bit more than I do, and I'm telling you right now, I am not worried about that movie. I'd be worried about like 19 other movies, 20 more movies, probably like 50 more movies than I'm worried about that movie. Because you want to know why? Because it's directed by one of the most meticulous people on the planet. I think we'll be okay. It literally, we're complaining about the social reckoning and it missing. I'll tell you what,
I'm worried
touch.
About the social reckoning.
Yeah, I would be worried about that.
To be honest,
but like when you watch the behind the scenes of like The Social Network and him cutting out the crap that Aaron Sorkin puts in those scripts, and it kind of makes you think, he might do that with probably Quentin Tarantino too, who puts a lot of crap in his stuff as well. So I'm not worried about it. I think it's going to be great.
So let me see what was nominated this year and just how many categories I would put Tenet in. Picture.
Best picture. It is Nomadland, The Father, Judas and Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, in The Trial of Chicago 7. Speaking of Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, I would have swapped it out for that.
I would have swapped it out for Promising Young Woman across every board.
That too.
You know, and I
like Tenet more than every one of those movies.
Yes, it was your favorite movie of the year, Jay. I would assume that you would want to get it all out of there.
Is it still my favorite? Probably. I don't know.
Probably so.
Director, I would give it to. Honestly, that Best Actor lineup is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good lineup.
I don't think I would put J.D. Dubs in there.
You're going to kick Chadwick out for John David Washington?
No.
Okay. Just making sure, because you know.
Yeah, that could have been a problem.
Yeah, you could have been. You're going to
get
in trouble for that.
I don't like that movie very much. He's great in that movie.
He was just great in everything.
I would kick Sacha Baron Cohen out and put Robert Pattinson in, like in a heartbeat.
Well,
that's pretty good.
It's a better performance. Yeah,
it's like
Daniel Kaluuya. He was quite good in that film. I like Daniel Kaluuya. Where are you at, man?
He's making a new movie.
Oh, do you guys not know?
No, I did.
Oh no, we know about the.
I was like, oh yeah.
No, but he's making a new movie from God. It's not Peele. It's another person.
I just wish he had made his Barney the dinosaur film.
Is it
Yeah, what happened with that?
That sounded rad.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Well, I've always said I think Daniel Kaluuya should play Bond. That's the guy I would want.
Oh shit, that would be.
But
that would be.
He could do it.
I mean, yeah, he could, and I think he would. He was in Sicario, so he knows Villeneuve. Like, Amy Pascal has worked with him before with the Spider-Verse films. Like they know who he is, but they probably also know who he is, you know? So, but they just announced that he's going to be in something. I can't remember.
It was something. You give this one the win for score.
Well, then you're giving him 4.
Throw Travis Scott in there. Why not?
Oh, fuck yeah. Best original song.
Sound, you got to give it. Production design, it was already in for. Cinematography, absolutely.
Yeah.
Editing, 1,000,000%.
God, I'm trying to remember what this
should have gotten a lot of noms in a year of nothingness. This deserved a lot more nominations.
That year should have been more fun.
He is reteaming with Shaka King, who did Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it's a film with
who has not made a movie since.
Tiana Taylor and it looks like maybe Idris Elba. That's the rumor. Hey,
I'm in.
Last time he's also going to be in an A24 film directed by Chris Rock that comes out later this year.
That is the one that I had heard about. That was the one that I had heard about.
Yeah. So
the Chris Rock one.
He will be back.
My favorite director.
I'm just glad he's going to make a movie, for God's sakes.
I know it's weird. There are always those rumors about him being in like a weird cult type thing.
Well, we'll find out. It's the film from Shaka King is an action crime film.
It's been too long without
him and Tiana Taylor,
without Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, what are you doing?
Hey, his movie.
I know you got one. I know you got one coming.
Yeah,
he's got one coming, and when it comes, man, it's going to be. Can I say something crazy?
Do it.
We live in a twilight world.
If you gave me the choice to, and I know this is going to sound blasphemous. If you told me room number 1, you can see the new PTA film, or room number 2, you can see the new Jordan Peele, I think I'm going to go to room number 2.
It's interesting that you would lie on this podcast.
I would go to room number 2.
I'm going to room number 2 with you.
I think I want to go to room number 2.
I'm going to go to room number 1.
No, PTA the God.
I love PTA. He's my favorite director, but there's something about like, I'm so curious about what Jordan Peele's going to do next, and being like, it would be like 6, 7, 8 years in between that and Nope. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to deliver? I'd be so curious.
Like we're just scratching the surface with his career too. Like he's clearly a guy just filled with ideas and ambition, and yeah, I'm glad you guys are big Nope heads, because people like
was that 2020?
2022.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
Too long, man.
It's going to be too long. That's why it's like, well, just make it simple. Just PTA make a movie in a different year than Jordan Peele, and then
there you go. Yeah, and then we can
don't make me do that in the same time. But anyway, well, also he's probably going to work with Hoyta, right? Because that's who's EPs his films. So
one would think.
I would put Nolan in this lineup. I put this movie across the board. Like, it's a technical achievement. Like the idea that some of these other
Nomadland
better than fucking News of the World and some of these other bullshit movies that are nominated here. Like, the hell are we doing?
Let me ask you guys one last question then, because I haven't gotten the full scope of your breadth of Nolan discussions.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this fall in your favorite Nolans? You both agree that the top 3?
He's trying to get ahead of ourselves.
Number three for me.
I don't know if you guys heard that. A huge ass firework right by me.
Are you at Stulsk 12?
No. I think Mexico just won. So
yes, Mexico did just win. If you're paying attention out there, folks, we're recording this in the middle of the World Cup.
That's us.
Nolan, this would be number 6.
Nice,
but this is a 5-star film. This moved up into 5-star territory for me. So
no, it's not a 5-star for me, but yeah.
You know what, Jay?
I'm a harsher critic.
Guess I must love this movie more than you do.
I guess so.
Which makes sense because you doubted it for a whole year. Yeah,
I do always find it interesting, like people's thresholds for 5s.
I just, you know what? I don't try to understand it. I just feel it.
You just feel it.
Just fucking feel it.
I respect that.
And also, to be fair, Jay, it's like 6 years after this movie came out is when I'm giving it a 5-star. The 5-star bump comes years after. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. The movie we're talking about next week literally got 5 stars the minute after I watched it. It was like, you just fucking know it. You know what I mean? One battle after another got 5 stars. Like, I just knew it. Like, it just, sometimes it happens, but it's very rare. Like, nothing in 2024 got 5 stars, like on the It's Immediate Watch. You know, they take some time. I've got to have time with new releases. Older films, though, less stringent on the rule.
I normally give out like 2 to 3 5-star new releases a year.
Diego, what about you? Do you give out 5 stars?
That seems to be the pattern.
You're just like, fuck it, I don't care. No rules. Caution
Yeah,
to win.
I for me it's 5 stars, a heart, or nothing.
There you go. See,
Yeah,
that's a real patron of the arts right there.
Because I think for reliable film critics that put the work in, and you guys are doing the real legitimate film criticism work. I used to do more of that, and I've since stepped away from that, and I'm trying out other stuff right now. So I don't feel the necessity to have a more rigorous structure, a more important structure for my thoughts. You know, I'll log stuff on Letterboxd, and I'm like, man, that was crazy, 5 stars, or like, not as good as the last Boy Scout. No, no other mention, no other comments.
Gotta say,
But
I'm very honored
yeah.
that you think that we're serious people that do this. That's
Yeah, have you listened to this
have you,
episode?
do you know who the fuck we are? Like, we're
More serious. How about that?
yeah, you know. No,
Well,
I will say, like, in 2018 when I first started doing this, and I first got on Letterboxd and started really taking that seriously, I think I had like 10, 11 5 stars. I was just throwing them out left and right. And it wasn't Jay, though Jay did kind of comment about it, being like, wow, that's a lot of 5 stars. And then I kind of just was like, yeah, I really should just kind of like save this for, because then I went back and watched some of those. They weren't 5 stars. You know what I mean? And so it was a little bit of like self-medicating myself to be like, you need to wait a little bit here. You know, some of these, you'll know when you know, but like, you know, be patient with it, because sometimes it's okay to wait to put that 5 star. Now some people, that's all they do. It's like everything's 5 star, and I get it, you know. But for me, I need time with this stuff, because sometimes movies go down in grades. That happens a lot. You know, I go to the film festivals, you know, and Jay's going to a film festival with me this year. It's probably going to happen to him. You go to a film festival, you see
The
it, you're in a
festival bump.
you get a little bit of a festival
It's a
bump.
real thing.
Sometimes you get a festival, you know, downgrade as well too, because you know, you're tired or you haven't eaten or whatever. And
No 5 stars this year, Ryan, so far?
no, there is one.
What was that one?
The Hamaguchi film. All of a sudden, knew it
Diego,
within.
you got any 2026 5
knew it,
stars?
but also
I got too
mean,
many.
but I knew it. But that
You're just
movie,
handing
like
them out left and right.
that movie, hit me like right in the gut when I watched it. I can. So
No 5 stars for me so far.
I'm excited
You know
to.
what my favorite
see
movie.
it
You know what my favorite movie of the year so far is?
Bathrooms.
The drama.
The drama.
Which
I
is,
did give the drama 5. Yeah.
I love the drama.
You guys are going to have to explain that one to me one day as to why that movie's good, because I think
Yeah,
it's,
I
think it's
love the drama.
I think it's kind of a mess.
But
I
here,
got
let
you,
me give the other 5s, because I actually
Okay,
have a
okay,
couple.
bring it.
It was Disclosure Day. I'm a big Disclosure Day head.
Disclose.
Yeah, I got disclosed heavily.
Hell
The
yeah.
Furious, which if
I need to watch that. I really want to watch
gotta
that.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
gotta see it.
that's gonna fucking blow your brains out.
Hell yeah. Looks like
I
it
love
is.
that. I love when I get my brains
No,
blown out.
Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Like that one blew me away.
That was one that I just.
No.
That's when I need convincing on.
Okay.
I have
And then
fun with that. I had fun with that in the theaters, and then I watched it at home, and I still had fun, but it wasn't at the same high.
Yeah, I think the shock of that movie like entering my system was a lot.
I think it was a little overhyped.
That happens.
I got in there late when everybody was like, "This is low key a masterpiece," and I'm like, "Okay, here we go, masterpiece." Oh, okay.
That's what happened with me with
That's
Backrooms.
good.
Everybody was like, "Oh, Backrooms is incredible," and then I saw it like
is my other 5.
I saw that
There
like
you go.
2
Still
weeks
haven't seen
after it came
Backrooms.
out, and then I was like, "Yeah, that's all right."
I have not seen either of the horror phenomena this year, Backrooms or Obsession.
Curious
You remember
how.
when people were like, Nolan's next movie is going to be a horror movie after everyone's trying to figure out what he was going to do after Oppenheimer?
I
It
also
was the
thought,
horror movie thing, and then it was the helicopter pilot movie, and
Yeah, the
no one
helicopter
just
pilot
got
movie
it.
was fun. That
Yeah.
was a fun few weeks.
I really swear to God, if he ever does make that movie, just let me see it, please, God. And, like,
Yeah.
he's
Oh
gonna
no,
destroy, he'll destroy a city to do it, and it'll be awesome.
yeah.
It'll be
No,
awesome.
he's a guy who, like, again, not one of my boys per se, not my Mount Rushmore, but like, oh, Chris Nolan's got a movie coming out. Yeah, I want to see that opening night. I want to see
He,
that opening
Absolutely.
weekend.
I think I explained this. I don't remember which episode. If I've explained it this week or since we were recording next week's episode, you'll hear it there. But I explained, like, he may not be my guy, but the feeling of Nolan and what his movies and his filmmaking represents is kind of unmatched. Like,
The build up to a Nolan movie is quite fun.
it's an event.
Yeah, go a contemporary filmmaker comes out with a movie who's like the number one where you're like, whoa, you're shaken to go see.
Man,
I mean, it's Michael Mann.
Michael
There you
Mann.
go.
Yeah.
Michael Mann.
And
Jay?
I've only been able to see one of his new releases in theaters. I only saw Ferrari in theaters.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
good movie.
I didn't see Black Cat in theaters, and I saw all his other stuff on DVD.
I saw Collateral in the theaters when I was a kid.
God,
My dad took
must
me to
have been
that.
awesome.
Those wolves in the street. Hell yeah, that was me.
The coyote. When
Yeah,
that does
the
actually
coyote.
happen in LA as I'm driving home late at night sometimes,
Like,
I'm like, God damn it, Collateral's
he gets
fucking
it.
real.
He gets it.
This is that movie actually happened to me.
Yeah. I am Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Diego, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this wild fun movie with us.
Oh, thank you.
Just
Thank
an
you
episode
guys.
about vibes, baby. That's all that matters.
You know what? At the end of the day, sometimes that is all that matters. As
Mhm.
long as we maybe not understand each other, but we feel each other emotionally and
Yeah,
understand our emotions relating to the film. But thank you guys for having me on. It's always a blast talking to
absolutely.
you
Needed
guys.
more audio slave, but yeah.
If Nolan ever does an audio slave needle drop, like he's gonna launch into the stratosphere. He will officially become one of my boys.
Odysseus encounters the here I long to be.
Yeah, just on the water. You know
That'd be
what I
pretty
mean?
good.
That'd be,
Yes.
hey,
What if the sirens are Chris Cornell
Oh, R.I.P.
samples? That'd be pretty
Yeah,
good.
you
I
forget.
I hate you so much right now because now I'm gonna see that in the movie and we're gonna be like, it's gonna be literally Chris Cornell screaming in my head when I'm watching that in IMAX. God damn it. Diego, can you tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet and give out a recommendation of the week for the listeners out there?
All right, recommendation for the week. You know what? Let me think on that as I give my links. Yeah, you
Okay.
can find me at the Diego Crespo on Twitter, the Waffle Press Movie Podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Patreon. A lot of fun series going on over there right now. My photography Instagram, Diego Crespo Grams, right? I post most of my photo work, not all of it, but there's a lot of it, thankfully, right now.
Big
And
proponent
also
of film,
unthankfully.
much like Christopher Nolan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I sometimes I don't say whether or not it's film or digital, and then I just let people think it's film. So, and I don't always tell you which, because I like tricking people about that. Um, because it is possible to emulate film pretty well nowadays. But
It is.
yeah. But Nolan would have killed me if he heard me say that. So
Yeah, yeah.
I
That
will
is
never say
my
that in his
take. My take
presence.
on the film digital thing is I think the ceiling of film and digital are like right next to each other, but the floor for film is so much higher than the floor for digital. Bad digital looks like just absolute garbage,
Yeah, yeah.
and
You
bad
have
film
to.
still looks good.
Yeah, yeah, because then it's like, oh, well, and the quality of film, like the denseness of a negative, still supersedes anything you can get in a digital sensor. Like, we could have a whole 3 hour discussion about that alone,
Let's get it rolling.
like
Let's go.
another time. But here, let me think. What would be good for recommendation on like on that? You know what? I don't have anything on that, but I'll recommend Streetwise, which is not related to anything we've been talking about whatsoever this week. But the documentary Streetwise is something I saw in high school, blew my mind, directed by Martin Bell. And I revisited it recently, and it is absolutely one of the best movies you'll ever see in your life. It's a documentary about homeless kids in Seattle in the 1980s, as it was touted as the wealthiest city in America. And it'll break your heart, but it is impeccable and a testament to the power of art to look into the eyes of humanity. So
There
go
you
check
go.
that out.
Love it.
I gotta watch it. Haven't seen it before.
Haven't seen
Oh
it
my
either.
God, it's
Put it on the watch list.
incredible. Maybe set some time aside after to go for a walk.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be a little heavy by the end. So
Jay, you want to go to a walk together afterwards, after we watch it?
backwards.
Yeah.
Maybe
You forwards, I go backwards.
in a twilight world.
God damn.
How about that?
Yeah.
There are no friends at dusk.
A Twilight world or a Bella world. By the way, were you guys ever Twilight people?
Like
No.
the book movies.
Yeah.
I went to see each one of them on dates, and then I had the time of my life with the fifth one
Oh, like the last
I've
one.
only seen the
in
first
theaters.
Where,
In
like,
theaters, that last one,
Do you think Christopher Nolan loves that ending
yes,
of that movie? Where like it's all a dream?
Funny.
Yeah.
It is. The reactions were like Avengers level reactions to that finale.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Jay, have you ever seen
one.
the end of it?
No idea what y'all are talking about. I've only seen the first one.
I feel
When
like
I was on a date.
we do have to explain this really quickly then. So basically, because it's an old movie, spoilers bound, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
A bunch of the kids start like a character start like
It turns into a
dropping like
war.
flies.
by
Yeah,
the
and,
end.
and like characters are like getting
Okay.
their heads ripped off and shit, and like falling into crevices of fire and stuff.
And it's what happens in the book, if I'm
Sounds
not
pretty good.
mistaken. Right?
Is
Like,
it? Oh, okay, I don't know, but
I
I just
think
remember
so.
seeing that movie, those movies with people who were like book fans, and they were like losing their minds that these like fan favorite characters were getting offed, and it looked like, oh, like this is the point of no return. Like the heroes are actually going to lose. There's no dream sequences in these movies before this, so when it's revealed that it's a dream sequence, it's very disappointing. But for a moment, it is the absolute funniest, most entertaining thing of
ripping
any
people's
movie.
heads off. Like literally. Like
It's like the
main
dream
actors.
sequence from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the Sam Raimi one where they like kill Mr. Fantastic and stuff.
Yeah, but that actually happens in that movie.
That
Those
actually is
characters
like
don't come back.
Well, that's like a multiverse thing.
That like
Yeah.
actually happens. In this, it's a literal dream, and
Yeah,
it's like
not a
one
dream,
character
it's a
being like,
multiverse thing.
"This is your future. If we fight today, maybe we should leave us the hell alone." And then that's the end of the movie.
That sounds pretty
And
good.
then it gets lame, but that before they do the dream reveal,
Okay.
holy Christ, that was funny.
Shout out Pattinson. He's the man.
He's the man.
That's
Jay, same drill.
Yep. All right. Twitter, Mr. J Ledbetter, Letterboxd, J Ledbetter. I have another podcast, Conversations on Clint. Maybe you've been listening. Probably not. But outside of that, what else have we got going on? Recommendation of the week. Dude, I love Disclosure Day, and I do not understand the reception to that movie.
Movie rules.
The general
Weird.
reception to that movie has been confounding to me. I do not understand how somebody could watch that. I mean, my reaction to that movie is, yeah, it's kind of derivative of other stuff that I love, and it's not the tightest screenplay I've ever seen, but the movie is pretty great. Whereas other people are like, this movie killed my sister and it is responsible for a great deal of trauma in my life. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
There was a lot of the shit. The same thing happened with Fablemans, where it's like, I'm sorry, did like Steven Spielberg kill your dog and eat it? Like, what are we talking about?
What I like about
here?
Disclosure Day is it is sort of at this weird inflection points of two things that he historically has been great at, but can't be great at anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes it fascinating where he does have moments of incredible wonder, but it doesn't entirely capture the things that make things like E.T. and some of his earlier films so magnetic. And it has this cynicism that his 2000 stuff has. I mean, the movie I just kept thinking about over and over was Minority Report.
Yeah.
Largely, I would say aesthetically.
That's a fucking cynical
and it's
ass
just
movie.
a chase movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like Minority Report is. But
And then he'll throw like some
but he's
camera
not
whips
cynical
and-
enough to make a cynical movie like that or Munich anymore.
No.
And so it exists in sort of this liminal space of Spielberg that I found to be really fascinating. And then I did think, as I was walking out of the movie, the last line of the movie, I was like, people are going to absolutely hate that. Yeah.
They're wrong.
And it's extremely on the nose, but I think what people are annoyed about is they're like, they didn't even say the thing. It's like, no, he said the thing. I mean, that's
I
all.
mean,
I mean, it's very straightforward.
I mean,
folks.
he really does. I personally, to me, I just it's the thing about Spielberg and some of his
Emily Blunt is
films
unbelievable in that movie.
where I'm just like, I didn't need that last bit. If you just cut it out, I think it would have been fine. But I get it, but
it goes from like Lost in Translation to the most obvious last line.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the thing you talk about Nolan sometimes. It's just like,
but even then, I feel like general audiences want to hear all of the words that Josh O'Connor whispers in Emily Blunt's ear.
Yeah, and I don't give a shit.
That was my impression. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not the point of that ending. It's a great movie.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, it's like, listen. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, thank you, Grandpa. You know what I mean? Like I get it.
There is a little bit of that to that movie, but also just. God, can that guy
move a camera?
Block a freaking.
It's so good.
I mean, and
that one sequence where O'Connor's outside the fence and the camera's tracking him. It's. I was just like, oh shit! This is like the same level of hysteria when people talked about No Other Choice and the blocking and the camera movements that Park Chan-wook's doing in that movie. I'm like, this is the same level, but the guy's like 20 years older. Like,
yeah,
what
like,
you know?
Why are we talking about?
Why aren't we talking about like this man's shooting it like a 20-year-old?
But even just scenes of people just in a room, 7 people in a frame. His ability to put them in this thing that looks incredibly painterly, then have people move within the same shot, and it still have that same striking visual aesthetic to it. And there's a scene where there's 2 people like on a set of stairs, and it's being shot through a car window that has a bunch of water on it, and it's like, God, he thought about this.
The Janusz Kaminski thing about lighting, right? This ties it into Tenet and the whole.
Well, Janusz he has had arousing erotic dreams about 600 iPhone flashlights in a frame at one time.
For sure, but his whole thing is he's like, yeah, I don't really know how to light. I just light to what feels good to me. He doesn't understand it.
Just feel it. You fucking genius. You know what I mean? Like,
it turns out that what you love is a lot of light.
What turns out is like you're pretty good at your job. Yeah.
Throw some more diffusion on there. Hell yeah, backlight that shit out of that crowd shot. Go for it.
Let's go 3x. Okay, so this is pretty overlit. Let's do 3x on that. Let's really make this thing pop.
I agree with you, Jay. I loved it. I think it's great. Spielberg's cooking in the 2020s, guys. I don't know.
I like it. I don't love it. It's like my
liked it a lot. Like
favorite Steven Spielberg movie.
No, but I had a lot of fun.
But it is great. It's my second favorite movie of the year so far.
Yeah, that says a lot about the year.
Spielberg's quite good.
Yeah, he's pretty good at his job. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, around McQuade77. You can find all my work here at awardswatch.com. Podcast main show is released on Mondays, iTunes and Spotify. 5-star reviews, we greatly appreciate it. Sign up on the website for the newsletter. It's the best place to get all our news, reviews, podcasts, and interviews sent to you all in one place. Recommendation of the week. Going to give a recommendation to some television. Catching up on a lot of TV because it's that time of the year. I'm going to recommend a show that you've seen. Okay, you want to hear it? You're going to sound stupid in about 20 seconds. Apple TV Plus saw the 3rd season and finished up on the show Shrinking.
Great show.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good show.
Not so much. Wonderful show. Cried at the ending. Don't know where they're going to go with the 4th season of this thing. Because it kind of felt like the end of all of it, but they said it's the end of this version of the story. They've got more that they want to tell. And it's interesting. There's going to be a time jump. Very curious. Just absolutely, just a great show. Kind of like what if Ted Lasso never turned bad in a lot of ways.
That show gives me goosebumps basically every episode.
Harrison Ford's phenomenal.
It's impressive.
Michael Urie, too. Like it's just an incredible cast. I've been watching the John Hamm show, Your Friends and Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
cool.
okay.
I want to watch Widow's Bay.
Everyone's talking about that.
Well,
right
Jay,
yeah,
that's the show of the year.
Yeah,
really.
Widow's Bay is
I love Hiro Murai is my Atlanta guy.
is the
He directed on it? Sorry. So just,
Yeah.
He did like half the episodes. Yeah.
he did half the
okay,
episodes.
all right. I know what I'm doing after this.
It's like
Yeah.
it truly is like Stephen King Lost leftover kind of vibes. Like it has that by the end of the season. It's got Atlanta. What if Atlanta met Lost? You know, like
Good
that's
Lord.
the vibe of the show.
I mean,
It's
don't have to tell me anything.
I don't need
more.
to sell you
As
on
the
it.
kids say less.
And Jay, they're 30-minute episodes.
Holy shit.
I mean, I love that.
Immediately.
Hiro Murai.
I am turning on my Apple TV.
He directed
as we
five of the 10.
There's one episode that's like a flashback episode.
Ty
that's
West did
done
an
by Ty
episode.
West, and it is truly the best thing Ty West has ever done in his career. Like you know,
He did an episode of Poker Face that was pretty good.
this is better than that.
Okay.
It's like aesthetically, this thing is incredible. It's Matthew Rhys is phenomenal. Katie O'Flynn is phenomenal. Stephen Root's phenomenal. Hamish Linklater comes in for a couple episodes. It's just absolutely hysterical. Everything he says is phenomenal.
Just ran down the best list of character actors.
I got literally to the finale, and I was both just crying of laughter and just smiling at the
tone of it is what I
sheer
find
tone of what they're
most
going to do.
appealing about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I will say this. It does. You need to get through, at least in my opinion, the first 2 to 3 episodes.
So you got to get past all the Hiro Murai stuff, then it gets good.
No, but like I think a lot of people aren't like me. Like for me, I needed to get we got to the 4th episode.
You had to feel out the vibe.
I had to get to the vibes, and it kind of sets the play of what this is, even though like the first couple episodes are still very good. But once it gets to episode 4 and beyond, those last 6 episodes, you are hooked. I will just say, lock in your night because you're going to want to finish all of them. That's how good this thing is. Ain't nothing better I've seen this year on television other than that. It was hard to pick up another show. That's when I went back to Shrinking, because at least I know how consistently great that show is. Because I was like, I can't pick up something new right now because it's going to be inferior to anything that I just watched. So those are basically get an Apple Plus subscription. They know what they're doing over there right now.
Yeah, they do.
They've got some real
They
great
do
shows.
make good stuff. You watched the Javier Bardem.
Oh, the Cape Fear?
You watched that one?
I haven't watched that yet. Have you?
No, I don't think anybody really has.
I don't think Amy. I don't think
Doesn't
Amy.
seem-
I don't
doesn't
even
seem
think
to have
Amy Adams has.
really hit the way I think they wanted it to.
Seems like a dumb idea. Let's just put that out there. I'm just going to put that out there. Amy Adams, stop making bad choices. Stop it.
My
Get a new
beloved.
agent. Yeah, that Klarna and the Sun or whatever that freaking thing is.
Whew, Clara and the Sun. Taika Waititi is riffing on a level that is freaking sublime.
It looks terrible.
Oh man.
Just awful. She's got to stop.
He is riffing on a level that was freaking sublime.
He directed Hunt for the Wilder People, man.
Great movie.
Great movie.
What we do in the shadows? That was good. Like he used to be good.
His arc is fascinating because he was kind of a beloved indie quirky comedy director, and now he is just hated by the people that used to love him.
He won that Oscar, which should have gone to Greta Gerwig.
Well, Jojo Rabbit is, of course, an absolute abomination. We should point that out.
And you were technically ahead of time on that.
I was there from the day one.
Yeah. I was kind of like, nah, I don't think you're right, Jay. And then over time, I'm like, yeah, you're right, Jay. So look, you got another one. Congratulations on that. But
My record is 2-73.
there you go. But yeah, Amy Adams. One day you'll make something good again.
Diego, thank you for coming on, man. This was
Thank
awesome.
you, Diego.
Love
You're the
having you
man.
on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on always. It is an absolute dream to be back here. I feel like I'm being incepted into good movie conversations whenever I'm here.
Don't
Thank
worry.
you.
We will have you on again soon.
Please, just go ahead and give me a ring, knock on my door, whatever. Interstellar me with the bookshelf. I have bookshelves. I read, so
I'll send you
guys wanna
the
get a
more.
hold of me
I'll
that
send you
way?
Morse code. We'll get you
Yeah,
back on.
yeah.
Don't let him come on again. Don't do
Don't
it.
do it, Murph. Murph, no. We'll be back next week to talk about Oppenheimer with Sophia Simonello. She's our guest on that show.
Ooh, can't wait.
And thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you all next time.